Okay, good. We are live, and today we're doing a session 0, as it would be, for Coriolis, the Third Horizon, which is kind of it's a sci-fi game. It's got kind of a Arabian Nights feel, and we're gonna all kind of work together here to build a team because this has a lot of there'll be the crew of a spaceship. So we want to kind of build the group together. It doesn't work as well as some games where you might be able to just have a lot of random characters. You kind of want to work together a little bit here insofar as the characters. So we're just going to go through. I think everybody already has kind of an idea of what they want to do, but we'll just walk through the steps and we will do it as we go. I think we'll do the hard part first, which is the ship. It's like that's the idea here. So all right, I'm going to share my screen just to make it easier, guys. Let's do this. Let's see if I can remember how to do it. Share screen. Boop. Boop. All right, you can see it now, right?
Yep, I can see it.
All right, I'm just going to close other stuff. All righty, so let's see what we got here. So we're going to. Did you guys decide you're going to be explorers? Is that the plan, or do we want to talk about it a little bit? So the group itself is going to want to decide what their concept is. So it could be a lot of different things. It could be traders, free traders, like moving supplies around and making deals and stuff. You could be mercenaries. I think you guys said you didn't want to do that. You could be explorers, which could be all kinds of things, either discovering new colonies or you could even be prospectors, or you could also be part of the news service. You could be agents, so basically like spies, and of course you could be pilgrims. This particular RPG has a lot of kind of call it mysticism, but it's got like a lot of kind of religious undertones. Essentially, the first people who came here were pretty religious and they worshipped what they call the icons. The newcomers who built the Coriolis station, which you guys may be from either one of those, we'll talk about that, are less so. They're a little bit more, they still, I guess, I don't know if they believe. I mean, nobody has to believe, but the icons are less important in their lives, I guess we'll say. So, I mean, obviously, if you're pilgrims, then you probably would be more religious. I don't think that was an option that you guys were thinking of, though, right? Was explorers the one that you were thinking, or do you want to go over the other ones?
I mean, I was like, explorers was the one that to me was kind of, I kind of liked the most. But I mean, I don't know if anyone else has a different opinion.
Okay, so let's go around and ask. Nikki, what are you thinking for the group?
Explorers works for me. I just didn't want to be mercenaries or pilgrims.
Okay, fair enough.
No pilgrims?
I mean, pilgrims could be interesting. Okay. No mercenaries, no pilgrims. So, okay. So that really leaves open agents or free traders or...
I mean, of course, I'll do what the group wants, but...
Yeah, of course. How about Tony? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I was definitely for the explorers. So that would be the third vote for explorers.
Okay, so we don't even have to ask Mike or Jan because basically...
Yeah.
I'll ask anyway, just said that. Mike, did you have a preference?
No, I didn't. I was happy to play any one of them.
Oh, okay.
So
he's like, I want to be a mercenary. Too bad.
Yeah.
Well, I did, but that's fine.
It's like I was really wanting to be a mercenary pilgrim.
Well, I suppose it could be pilgrims because they could be entertainers or something.
I mean, like paladin,
Yeah, right. So Yang, who's not here, he doesn't get a vote. Okay, good. All right, so you guys are going to be
explorers.
So, or what kind of explorers are we going to be? Is I guess the question.
Yeah, that's the question.
I kind of so again personally, I don't know. I always got to talk first before anyone else gets a chance to say anything.
Okay.
But no, I honestly like the idea of colonists of like exploring a new world in order to like prep it for like settlements or whatever. I don't know. That was just kind of an interesting thing to me. But
Okay. Other thoughts?
Page 18, if anyone wants to look at the explorers.
Yeah. And I'll share the screen again. Sorry.
Yeah, since I was reading it in a book right now.
Up to sharing the screen because I was. Yeah. I don't know why I do that. I should just leave it sharing the screen the whole time because we're going to want to see that.
I mean, out of those three that it lists, yeah, I would be probably colonist would be my first choice.
Yeah. So, right. You can, I mean, obviously this is just a very loose, like idea of what you're going to be do, like why you bought your ship, things you've done in the past. You're not necessarily, a lot of these planets were actually inhabited at one point, like a long time ago. So you may find, ancient planets with no life on them anymore, but they may have had life in the past. You may find planets with races of people, or people by races, I should say, that have not had contact with the system, who knows when, in all time of memory. So there's lots of things that you may discover, and of course you'll take whatever jobs you can because you're going to have to pay for your ship. But that's just the main idea.
Yeah, I
So,
don't think we only being colonists. We could search for whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you're basically looking for planets that are habitable, or looking for, if not habitable, then for resources, generally.
Or avoid this at all costs.
Right. Yeah, because there's lots of ice mining, and many planets are set up with colonies for people to do, to pull various types of ores. So, those are the types of things.
My question is like for the explorers, like let's say that we are colonists or whatever, like that's what we decide. But if we happen to find, like, say, some kind of rare metal, could we become like prospectors? You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the general explorers like umbrella covers really all of these. The concept of colonists is just one option. So you could theoretically, like, for instance, we could play a campaign where you're part of like a large group of ships that are trying to find a new planet to resettle somebody, and maybe that's what you originally did. You can do so much, though. I mean, you could be doing anything. You could be prospectors. I mean, prospectors would be actually gathering the stuff generally, but you could also be the person that finds it and then stakes claim to it and then sells the claim to somebody else. There's a lot of things that you can do. I mean, you don't have to do any of this. It's just the idea of how you get together. So, I mean, it's fine. I mean, you don't have, this does matter in some sense, because you will have a talent that is part of the group's skill. So, for instance, if you're a colonist, or a explorer rather, you're going to have the talent of, or one of these talents. Let's see, where's colonists, explorers? Seasoned travelers, where you can test manipulation instead of culture. If you want to understand the group's customs, that's could be useful. And by the way, anybody in the group can use this, but it can only be used once per session, typically. You could be survivors. You get out of dangerous situations somehow connected to nature. And another talent is truth seekers. You can find important information or get a clue from the GM without rolling dice. So that's part of your thing. So you'll get one of those talents as your group. So that does affect it. Those are all good. I mean, they're all good. So.
Yeah, my understanding is out of us three, we pick one of them, and that's the one we're unquote stuck with, right? I mean, we can't change it, correct?
That is correct. The way that okay, so there's three of them, right? If you wanted to get another one, the way that works is, this system works with where you essentially buy talents with experience points. 5 experience points buys a talent for an individual. If everybody in the group spends 5, you can get a group talent. So if you all decided, man, we really want this one, then everybody could use their 5, not 5 total, but 5 each, and you could get a new group talent. Yeah. But I mean, I think generally the way the rules work is you wouldn't be able to, like, let's say, get this Mercy of the Icons one that's under Pilgrims, let's say, if you're explorers, unless you change your group theme, I guess. Which I don't think there's really rules for that. Obviously, if you want to do that, we would, whatever. We can change things. We're rebels. But yeah, that's how that works. You would pick one now, and if you want to get another one, then you could buy it later with experience points if you just so chose.
Well, when I look at the explorer's talents, I like Seasoned Traveler because, like, I have a fairly low culture. I mean, I have a low manipulation as well, but I guess it really doesn't matter. But the thing I like about the Seasoned Traveler more than anything is that it's the only talent that doesn't give the GM DP.
I would.
I'm just going to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't fear that, but if that's how you want to do it.
Yeah, I mean, see me. I have a good manipulation score, so I mean, I would be against taking Seasoned Travelers as a group. I would be looking. This is my opinion. I'd be looking more towards Truth Seekers because I mean, if we ever needed an important clue, I mean, we pretty much get it.
True.
And I mean, that could come in handy at certain situations.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Well, actually, if you have a high manipulation, Seasoned Travelers would be good for you because then you get instead of culture. But probably somebody in the group, Nikki, will have high culture.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we have a courtesan along, so
yeah. So like I said, I would pencil things in until you decided everything. That's kind of my point here. So
yeah, and I put a 1 in culture, which is low, but I mean that's better than 0.
You can't. Yeah. I mean, you can't use culture unless you have it. So.
Yeah, culture is used. So just I mean, we'll go over this when we get to the skills. I'll kind of go over a little bit of stuff just in case. I mean, I know everybody probably read stuff, but just as I understand it, culture has more uses than you might think. It's going to help you especially if you're explorers, it's going to help you when you land on new planets. You want to figure out what people are doing, like why are they dressed this way, or to kind of mix in with them to get a good reaction. But it also helps when you're trying to figure out, like, if you're looking at ancient ruins, you want to know kind of what they could have been for, or you might know about different beasts. If you encounter some kind of wild animal, you might understand more about it if you use culture. So that's what that's for. So it is a pretty good skill to have. But that's why you're a team. So yeah, so that we can go back to that. But just so you know, that is it. So like if you had been looking here and you were like, oh man, I really want everything is for sale as my talent. Well, you wouldn't get that if you were explorers. So that's the one that really locks down. So if you're happy with one of those 3 anyways, then being an explorer is a good option for the group. And we can pencil that in.
Yeah, I mean, I say we just vote as we do. I mean, that's the only fair way. We'll just take a vote on it to see what everybody likes.
Sounds good. Do you want to wait until the characters are built before you take that talent, or you want to vote on that now?
because some of us still haven't built their character.
Mike doesn't have one? You have a character sheet. Okay.
We could build a character. I was gonna just take the pre-gen from the quick start.
No. We're gonna build a character. So that's why we're doing section 0. I mean, you could build that exact character, I guess. If you wanted to. That's why we're doing this. So everybody can build that character. Some people got excited and built them already, but yeah, we're here to build characters. So
yeah, and like, I mean, even though I've built a character, if it doesn't work for the group, or I think something needs to change. Like, I mean, this is just what I have in my head right now.
Yeah, exactly. That's the reason why we're doing. Okay, so let's just wrap that in then. So which talent do you guys think that you would want? I'll go over them again just in case you know the book.
Well, Tony convinced me. I'd say Truth Seekers.
Okay, right. So Seasoned Travelers allows you to use manipulation instead of culture. Would understand. By the way, I said this wrong, so let me restate. The group talent can be used by everybody in the group once per session, unless it says otherwise, which actually the other one does say. So you would be able to use manipulation instead of culture. So if you were a group of people that didn't have a lot of culture, let's say because you picked classes that didn't have a lot of that, then that might be useful if you have a lot of manipulation. Survivors allows you to get out of dangerous situations somehow connected to nature. So obviously it's not going to allow you to get out of like somebody shooting you in the face, but an explosive decompression, brush fires, a collapse of something, an earthquake, you can just get out of the danger kind of automatically. It does give me a DP. And so if you don't know what the DPs are, is as a GM, a lot of this game kind of restricts you a little bit. Like I'm not allowed to just do stuff like, let's say, Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, I can do some stuff, but like to do certain things to the group, I have to use points, and those are DPs, and I get them when you do stuff that give me DPs. It's like a balance of the force. So that means I'm the dark side. So anyway, Survivors is that, and then Truth Seekers, which is Tony seems to be leaning towards. This one, like Survivors, can only be used once for the group. You can find out a piece of information, important information, or get a clue from the GM without rolling dice. So, and it has to be, I can't like give you something that's BS. It's got to be important to help go over a minor challenge or in the scenario. So if you get stuck, you can kind of use that talent. So that is pretty useful. So I guess we'll do the same thing. We'll just go around and vote again. Nikki?
I'm gonna do the Truth Seeker one.
Okay. Tony?
Truth Seekers.
Mike?
Truth Seekers.
Okay. Crystal?
Seekers of the Truth.
Okay. And
Same.
Okay. All right. So we're going to Explorers, Truth Seekers. The Explorers are you colonists, right? That's what you're kind of thinking. Yeah. This, of course, will all change as soon as we're like 2 sessions in, but it won't matter.
Yeah, you
That's
know,
what you set out to do. It's not necessarily what you're going to do.
you know. Now I'm thinking maybe we should just do mercenaries instead.
You'll go mercenary.
Yeah.
Honestly, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Everything will be fun.
Well, no, it does matter. It
Yes,
matters.
it does.
Well, I know it matters, but
No, I'm
I'm
just
just
messing with you.
Yeah,
Okay,
but I'm just
so
kidding.
that's the group. Okay, so each okay, so we
What
gotta
is-
do our spaceship. So since
what-
you are a I gotta see what spaceships.
What's the name of the group?
What?
Do we have a
You're-
name of the
you're
group?
Explorers. Do you want to have a group name? Okay, we can do that. What do you want to call yourselves?
I don't know if that's something we can pick right now.
Yeah, you might want to pick
I
that
mean,
out.
we don't even really have characters yet.
Okay, so going to, if you're looking in the book, if you're, I'm sharing I'm going to share my screen again, but if I keep thinking I'm sharing my screen, and for some reason I'm not. I don't know why I keep stopping it. It might be hard for you guys to see anyways. Being that you are explorers, so of course you can build any type of ship you want. You can have any ship you want for the most part. You know, you have to pay for it. So, but the appropriate ships, if you will, for explorers are, let's see, a light freighter, a medium freighter if you want to be slightly larger, courier ship could be useful, and or you could go with a mining ship, which probably doesn't sound right to you. Oh no, you can't actually. These larger ones, I don't think you can start with. 4 and 4 station level 4 are like huge. I mean, I guess you could, but that would just be like I'm gonna say no to that because it's way too expensive.
It's
So,
forever in
is it-
debt.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so you can do a few different things. We can either just pre-made ships, or you can build one from scratch. I think the simplest thing to do, which I was kind of like joking with Young, but I think is what he's going to do with his character, who's thinking it, is probably to take a pre-made ship and then change up what you want to change on it, so we don't have to like go through every single step. But like you could take anything though. I mean, if you want a gunship, you know, you could be like the Expanse and have a gunship, even though you're not actually warriors. You're 100% open to do that if you want. Because essentially you're looking at this like you got this ship, however, you know, because you're going to own it 50% by the time the campaign starts. So you will have been using the ship for a while. It's not like you just started today. So, does anybody have a preference? Did you see the ships? I guess, okay, so let me go over a couple things. So maybe we can give, so depending on the ship, actually, these are all size 3. So basically they're mostly the same. The main difference is going to be like how fast they are. Like obviously gunships and stuff are going to be faster than, you know, a freighter, but a freighter is going to allow you to carry more stuff. So if you're explorers and you want to bring a lot of equipment with you, like exosuits and, you know, rovers and, you know, maybe other people, or, you know, be able to recover things from the planets, you're going to want some kind of a freighter would be probably the most likely thing. I think a courier ship is usually a little bit faster. Let me find the pre-made ship plans here. All right.
I'm gonna cast my vote for the gunship.
Push one.
I knew it.
Does it convert into a mech? Is that what we're?
It's got
Uh,
arms. I'm just kidding.
So gunship, I don't think they have a pre-made one, so we'll have to actually make it from scratch if we do that. But oh, no, gunship. There we go. So a gunship would be something like this, class 3 gunship. It takes a crew of 5, typically to run it. And if you look at this, what ends up happening is, like, for instance, it has like 7 hull points, right? So it's got like a little bit more, well, or 6 or something, depending on what you do. And it's going to be loaded with probably weapons, I'm guessing. Yeah, countermeasures, accelerator cannon, auto cannon, torpedo room. So you're going to have a lot more weapons.
See,
You're not going to have much space for living or storage.
I would be against that. I don't know exactly but as explorers, I cannot see explorers going around in a heavily armed gunship. I just think my mind cannot put that to that's more of a mercenary ship, I would think.
Yeah, and that's even what it says in the book, is it's more mercenary.
Yes, if we compare this to, let's say, a light freighter, like the Scarab, you've got, again, same thing, crew 5, but instead of, I'm just taking the standard model, instead of having like all those weapons, you've got more cabins. That I think would be 8 rooms instead of 4. Stasis, you're going to have a chapel. You'll have 2 cargo holds to bring supplies. You do have still an accelerator cannon, so you can fight back, and you have countermeasures as well if people are shooting like torpedoes and such at you. And you get a arboretum. You get a little garden at the top. We can grow lettuce.
Yeah, I would say either the light or the medium freighter is what I'm looking at now.
Yeah, what's the medium freighter, Daniel, as far as differences? I know it's bigger, of course, but I mean...
Yeah. The medium is, let me see if I can find that information. There's like a little chart.
I mean, I've got the book. I guess I can sit here looking right at it.
Yeah, everything here, basically, I think the difference is that it can hold more modules, is my immediate thought. So the modules are things like cabins or weapons or a med lab or the chapel. That's all. Like the light freighter, I think, has room for 10. Yeah, we go. Nope, this is not. Those are the modules. So let's see. Where's the chart?
I mean, I could see having like a medium freighter, and then that way you could add on another weapon or so. I mean, to make it a little bit more heavily armed or whatever, something like that, maybe.
Yeah.
It looks like the medium freighter and the light freighter are actually the same.
I think they're pretty much the same. On page, they look like they're basically the same thing on page.
Yeah, 143. They're all class 3. I think it just depends on what you add on to it.
Yeah, I would say probably if you go with the medium freighter, then you're more likely to have more cargo space and maybe take some of those other luxuries you took away. So, but
it says right, like on page, 143. Yeah, we're young with that. It says they each have like both the light and medium freighter, 0 maneuverability, 10 modules, 5 EP, 6 HP. They're exactly the same as far as all that goes.
Oh,
yeah, it's
okay.
my class. So essentially, you're looking at, they're the same. I think the difference would be how you line it up. So if you want to go with, if you wanted to have more storage, and also you can. So these pre-made ships are generally already decked out with all the modules. You can actually add extra modules and just add cost to your ship. So that's what I'm saying. So if we look at this this ship, like let's say this first one. Pre-made ships here. Oh, and here's the courier ship, by the way. Salvage. Where's my freighter? There we go. This is the light freighter. If you wanted to do a medium freighter, what I would do is probably change just some of the stuff, the way things are set up. So instead of having, like if you see how this one's set up, you've got 2 cabins, 2 cargo holds, a med lab. You could remove something like the countermeasures or something and add an extra cargo hold if you want to have a more medium-sized freighter. Or you could add, I think it adds 20% to the cost of the ship. You could add, I think, 5 more modules. So you could certainly do that if you want to have more space.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of cool with the standard model they have in the book personally.
Okay, I mean, we can note this down,
Like
and then
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm just trying to look like how much room do the cabins have? Like how many people can you fit in a cabin?
a cabin, I believe, is one person. Let's go here.
Page 147. I'm happen to be right on it.
Okay, yeah.
Depending on the size of your ship, but I think in that ship, it's a single person. And a set of cabins is 4 cabins, I believe, in the Class 3 ship, if I'm not mistaken. Let's look at that up. Yeah, so... I'm sorry, you said 147, Tony? If you want my page.
Yep, page 147. Cabins.
Yeah, so in a Class 3 ship, you're looking at, if you go standard, you're looking at 5 cabins for that module. And standards are 3, so there's 6 by 9, basically, as a bed, a hygiene unit. And you get a shared small recreational space with tables and chairs.
So I guess I'm still kind of confused. So is that only one person can live in a cabin? Like if we have 2 cabins, we only
Sorry?
2 people can stay in them?
No, a cabin module in a Class 3 ship holds 5 cabins. So you'll have 10 rooms, basically, if you have 2 cabins.
I see. Okay. So then we have plenty of room for like passengers and stuff like that if we need.
Yeah, because there's 5 of you. So if you wanted to have 2 standard cabins, then you could take 5 people, pretty comfortably with you plus you guys. If you could also do coffins, if what you wanted to do was transport people, those hold 20. One unit would hold 20 coffins. Or you could do a suite if somebody wanted to rock out. But all of that is one thing, right? You also have, I believe in that one, a stasis hold. And you need that if you're going to do a portal jump. A single stasis hold in a Class 3 ship holds 20 people. So if you're transporting pilgrims, you could just put them to sleep. I think. I don't think there's any reason why you couldn't. You won't wake passengers until the final jump is complete. So if you're actually transporting people, then you'd probably put them in the stasis beds anyways. So I think you're fine with
standard, yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess what I was saying was if you really wanted an extra thing and you didn't want to buy a more expensive ship, you could drop 1 cabin and then you wouldn't have any extra cabin beds to take any passengers. And then you could add a weapon if you wanted to, or get rid of one of the cargo holds, but you might want that. You could get rid of the, so I'll explain what each of the things is so it makes sense. A docking station you're almost certainly going to want, because if you don't have a docking station, then you have to land in a hangar. And not all space stations, like smaller ones, might not have hangars big enough for your ship. They usually will, but not always. But you will be under tighter regulation because you have to land in the hangar, and then wait for your turn, take a docking. Whereas if you have a docking station and there's a docking arm available, you can literally use it. So it's very convenient to have a docking station. It's more private, I guess is what I say. Cabins, of course, are where you stay. It's your beds, basically. Stasis you're going to want if you jump, so you do like that. Just for the camping. Normally we say to have a ticket if you want, but you're going to need to jump.
Okay.
The chapel's going to be useful because if you pray to the icons before missions, you get bonuses to your rolls. So if you don't care about that, you don't need a chapel, but it's useful. Cargo obviously is for transporting cargo. Med lab if somebody gets hurt. And then you have 2 weapons, accelerator cannon and a countermeasure dispenser, which is pretty good.
What is the countermeasure dispenser? What does it tell? Do you know what page it's on that tells about it? I was just curious.
I believe that it's alphabetical, so it's probably right up around that same cabins area, I'm guessing.
All right.
Yeah, I think so. Could be wrong about that, but I believe it's alphabetical. But what I think, therefore, is when people are shooting at you. Oh, no, it's not there, actually. Oh, here it is. It's on 149 in the chart.
All right.
Yeah, it lowers away torpedoes. So if you're getting torpedoed, it'll help you not get hit.
Oh, that's neat. Okay.
Yeah, so that's what that's for.
We shouldn't need one of those.
I mean, it's a defensive thing. It's like you'll use it if people are there are pirates and such, so you may want that. As explorers, you're going to enter into areas that are less friendly.
I would like countermeasures.
I would say
Yes, me too.
I would say we get rid of the countermeasure dispenser and just get a nuclear mine, and that should be, that'll be all the countermeasure we need.
Uh,
And then that kind of goes into the gunship that Young wanted. So
yeah, I mean,
Oh, a
that-
nuclear torpedo. That's on
Yeah,
there?
I guess,
get Felicia
I'm assuming
nuke after him.
but just in case you're just, I mean, I don't want to I think you're joking, so maybe you don't.
Yeah,
but
I am.
the difference is that you could do this, like drop a mine and then run, and if they chase you, you could blow them up. But the countermeasures is literally like once you're already targeted by torpedoes. So like
Yeah.
the mine would not help you at that point.
Yeah, I'm just messing around. I'm being
Yeah.
dumb.
I mean,
I'm
you
sorry.
could do it. You could have
Yeah.
it.
No, I mean, I think, like I said, I kind of think the standard setup that it has, like, I'm trying to see if there's anything that maybe we could replace those extra cabins with.
Mhm.
But right now, I'm not sure. Like, maybe if we need it, and I don't think we will, but maybe a ship intelligence.
I think intelligence is actually a feature, so that doesn't take up any space.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
I mean, you can actually have that if you want. So anything on the features page, 151, you could add some of that to your ship if you desire. It does increase the price of the ship, of course.
Yeah.
Any of the modules, by the way, you can replace as you go. It's kind of like it's modular.
Yeah.
That's what it's called. In theory, you could, like, let's say you had a big hull, you could pull one of the modules and replace it. It'll cost money, of course, but it is possible. So it's not like you're trapped.
I have a question, Daniel. And I mean, I don't know if this would maybe cost more or something, but it talks about how, like, on the Class 3 ship, like the crew quarters or whatever, the cabins, that there's like 5 standard ones. Well, my question is like, because they're modular and stuff, is it possible to extend them out so that we would have, say, like 3, sessions per cabin or whatever, to give us like a little bit more room, or is it like, this is like the standard thing, it has to be this way?
Yeah, I think you could have it custom made, but that would be
More money.
It would at least double the price. Then you'd have less space, and it'd be harder to sell because that's like what people want.
Yeah. Okay. I understand.
I mean, you could put a suite if you want to have more space.
Yeah. No, I don't think that will work. Not until we get a Class 4 ship.
Crystal wants a suite. You guys all there's 5 regular rooms, and Crystal gets a suite.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
yeah.
I am the engineer. I need the space, right?
You
Oh,
can
I think
sleep
if
in the
anyone gets
engine
a
room.
suite, it's gonna
Yeah.
be
If
me.
anyone's going to get the suite, it's going to be the captain. Yeah.
Yeah. And what I'll say too about this is, so keeping in mind that what I just said about, sorry, I'm jumping around, Miss Rose. You can add any modules that you want as you go. But if you want the feature of extra modules, so you want to have like more modules, you need to do that now because that can't be added. You know what I'm saying?
Right, so we would have to get the medium instead of the light.
Yeah, essentially right. You would just call it a medium, and you'd get the feature called extra modules, and it would allow you, I think, to put 5 more modules. It would increase the price of your ship, I think 20%.
Well,
And you don't have to fill them now either. You could just get them, so you could add them later.
here's an idea. Like
Well,
we could do. If we're going to have 2 cabins, we could have one cabin that's standard and has the 5 rooms that we sleep in and stuff. And then we could have the other cabin be a suite. And that could just be the place that we all go to relax. Like it's, a room that we all share to, like, relax in or whatever.
Well, the 5 cabin module has a common area.
Yeah.
You get that already. You get 5 cabins and you get a common area. Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah. So if you read standard, personal caverns, 3 by 2 meters. Each cabin has a bed and hygiene unit. The module contains a shared small recreational space with table and chairs. So you do have like a chill spot.
Oh, do we have a salvage station on our ship right now?
Let me see. I don't think so. But again, you can swap anything out. You have the Hyperborea. is fit. So you have a garden. You could also hang it
Arboretum.
up there. Yeah.
We could swap out one of the cabins for a salvage station, so that with the salvage station you're able to salvage wreck, space junk. You need lots of empty space, a system of derricks, some mechanized grabber arm, and a good hull cutter. The salvage module can be used to salvage debris or ships up to one class below that of your own. So that might be a good little option to have that in case we run into some valuable minerals or space parts. I don't think we have that with our standard ship right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's mostly for, right, exactly, salvaging ships. I'm not sure that's what your plan was, but you certainly could do it. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's for salvage. So like if we run across some things that need salvaging, we could replace one of our cabins with a salvage thing. Because I just don't see the point in having 10 living spaces.
well, the reason that you would have that, I mean, I'm not arguing for you to have it, just so you know, so you can make we'll vote, I guess, but this will make, so you have an educated vote, is that you charge people to
Yeah.
fly around in your ship. Everybody on Coriolis doesn't own a ship. So if they need to go
Right.
someplace, that's 5 passengers that you could take and charge them.
But didn't you say that we could just put them to sleep
You can,
until?
if you're going to portal jump, you could do that. It's dangerous to go into stasis.
Huh.
So if somebody's not going to want to go into stasis unless they are jumping through a portal. Like if you're just going from a 5, because you have to, this is not like, I don't know how to say it. So like if you're going from one planet to another, for instance,
Mhm.
it could take something like 10 days.
Okay.
So people aren't going to want to go into stasis for that.
And we could
because-
charge more money.
Yeah.
Yep.
True. Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, so
We can have
I
this
have a-
coffin or this wonderful bed over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a feeling that the people who made this game were strongly inspired by Firefly.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it is one of the things they say. But yeah,
Revelation
hopefully-
space.
I
Revolution-
have
yeah,
yet to see
pretty
either
common.
one
I
of
mean,
them.
The thing is, when you go
Or
into
read them.
it's always going to be a little bit dangerous. I mean, it's not like super dangerous, but like your average person's not going to want to be like, oh, I just met you and I'm paying you to fly me somewhere. Yeah, I'll go into sleep. And, it's like, unless you have a really good reputation, I mean, people probably aren't going to want to do that. But, you certainly could try to get them to do it.
Okay. That makes sense.
I'm
Or maybe-
looking at the different types of ships so far, and considering that the main reason why we're traveling around is for exploration, I think patrol ship stands out mainly because the speed is pretty high. I think the highest ones that that's available, and I think we could design something similar to that. I mean,
Well, the patrol ship the patrol ship speed is 2.
patrol ship
Yeah.
ship model on 157.
Oh, that's a gunship though.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you could do that, but
I thought it was.
Young really wants that gunship.
No, I
Yeah.
thought there was a gunship and then like 3 different. Okay.
those are 3 different types of gunships. That's a
I gotcha.
patrol gunship. Yeah. I mean, it's basically decked out to be. If you want a faster ship, though, I believe you can actually add as a feature. I believe that's a feature. You can actually get the ship to be faster. It will increase obviously the price of the ship.
Yeah. I think the problem is that I'm influenced by like 3 major shows or medium. One's Expanse, and the other one is Star Trek, and the other one is Star Wars. So
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Enterprise and Rocinante and also Millennium Falcon.
Well, we're not going to need to make the Carillion run.
Right, but in any case, if we're traveling around into unknown places, we're gonna need weapons, and Enterprise is basically a large,
We got weapons.
yeah, but I'm just saying, Enterprise is basically a battleship, and you have freighter for Star Wars's Millennium Falcon, and then you got a typical gunship for the Expanse's Rocinante. So I'm
Well,
yeah.
Not to interrupt, but so Crystal, I'm just looking. The salvage unit actually isn't a it's not a module, it's a feature.
Ah,
So you can add it to without changing anything. It would add 10% to the price of your ship, though.
okay.
Well, now my question would be to play on Yang. What he just said is we could add another weapon to our ship, right? I mean, it would just cost a little bit extra.
But that would be another module. So if you want to add a weapon without removing something, what you would do is you'd get bonus module as a feature, and it would raise the price of your ship by 20%. And then you could add up to 5 more modules, which could be more weapons. It could be a lot of different things. And you don't have to add them.
Colonists.
If we want to make the ship
Paying
faster,
colonists.
That salvage unit, that's the feature, Daniel. I was looking at the salvage module.
Hmm.
They're two different things.
Oh, okay.
what's the module that makes the ship go faster?
That's a feature.
Okay.
I think so. It's called. There's something that gives you a faster speed.
Because I agree with Yang. I could see.
Thrusters.
I agree with Yang. I could see having
Oh.
a backup weapon or something or additional weapon. I mean, I think that's a pretty good idea.
The turbo module there, or the feature, gave the speed.
Oh,
Yeah, turbo
nice.
projector.
Turbo
Yeah.
module.
Turbo projector, turbo accelerator, turbo projector.
Oh yeah, so it increases your speed by 1. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if you started with a class 3 ship, because I mean, all the ships basically, like the gunships, are just a class 3 ship that's been modified with the things. Like if you just look at what they have on them, they probably have those features too. Yeah, like actually, it also has tuned accelerator. I'm guessing that probably also helps it because its speed is 4. That mostly helps in combat, obviously. I mean, so your speed is going to make you go faster no matter where you go. So it's always good to have that. So you could certainly add any of those features. They will just add to the price, like I said. So did you think you want to get rid of a mod? Okay, so do you want to build it from scratch? Let me open a ship sheet. Apparently we're going to do this, so let's do it because the ship is the fun part. Because I've never built one before. Let's see if I can get to the ship. Shoot. So if we take a basic ship, do you see that now? Or no, I probably have to share this one, right, to do that. Okay, so if we go stop share, and I'll share that. We'll build a ship. Yay. Okay. All right, you can see the ship sheet now, right? So if we take a ship and we're going to go class 3, right? Let's just do it. Building the ship from scratch. Create your ship, type in class. All right, so you want to go to type 3 ship, I'm guessing?
Yep.
All right. Class and origin shipyard. So, let me do this. So let's see, where's class? It's around here somewhere, I'm sure. Class 3. Type we'll deal with in a second. All right, shipyard. Let's get our shipyard figured out. Okay, type in class. The first choice is what type of ship you have: a fast carrier vessel, a trusty freighter, or a rugged gunship. Decide on what you need in terms of cargo space, torpedoes, defense systems. Okay, let's see. Okay, so shipyards in the horizon. So you can get you guys might want to just look at this. I'll read it, I guess, but on page 142 and 143, those are your different shipyards. So Celebs on Mirror builds fast ships. They get +1 maneuverability and +1 to the signature. Well,
Nice.
but +1, that means you can be found easier. They are 5% more expensive. Harima on the Monolith designs fast ships. They're luxurious, +1 EP. EP is like the energy that you can use when you're trying to, like, in combat and stuff, but -1 hit point, hull point. Karamuk, which is on Zalos, they build the Pariah ships. Antimatter propulsion unlocks the feature antimatter rockets. No price unless you pick that. So if you think you want antimatter rockets, Darkos, which is near Kua. Practical armed freighters, +1 hit point, -2 armor. Let's see, you've got Algeria there by Coriolis and Kua. The reason why the space matters is because I think you have to go to that yard to get it repaired, especially if it's a major repair. So most of these are pretty close to Coriolis, though. I think Mirror is the furthest one away. Cheap freighters of low quality, but also bulk. You don't want that. -1 maneuverability, but +1 extra modules. So you can go for a chunkier ship. And then you've got Darabab, which is run by the Syndicate. Freighters and battleships with illegal armaments. I already know Young wants. Well, -1 extra modules, but +1 class, so +3 modules reserved for weapons. So basically, you'd be reduced. If you got this class 3 ship, you'd only have 9 options for modules, standard modules, but you'd have 3 weapon modules in addition to that. So
the syndicate. It's decided. No, just kidding, guys.
well, if you want a lot of weapons, that's going to be the.
No, I don't need a lot of weapons. We just need one good one, or maybe another one for extra crew to man.
Yeah,
I like Shalebs, but I mean my character's from Muria, so I have a bias.
yeah. The only issue with Mirror is that it is very far away, and also more or less currently in like a trade war in a sense. So it's more like a religious war, but not like a fighting religious war with the rest of the place. So it's going to be hard to get back and forth to Mirror. So that's not a problem. I mean, you get +1 to your maneuverability, which is nice. But if you needed to get something special fixed on it, you'd be able to get there. In fact, you'd have to do a portal jump. Because I believe that the vast majority of this campaign, I mean, not to like spoiler, but I mean, we want to be practical here, takes place in the Kua system. So basically where Coriolis is. Mira is... Let's see, you'd have to make 2 portal jumps to get there. No, you have to go, 1, 2, no, you'd have to make 3 portal jumps to get to Mira.
Which system are which one are we closest to?
Kua. Kua. That's where Coriolis is.
So Darkus?
No, Kua is where Coriolis is. Dark Hub is...
No, Darko's the shipyard.
That's in
Kua asteroid belt.
Darkos. Yeah, that's right by the Kua. Also, Algeria is right there. Let's see. I'm trying to look at how far away everything is from you guys. Yeah, those are the 2 closest ones for sure. Yeah, all the other ones are multiple portal jumps away, which of course costs money and time. So just keep that in mind. It's not the end of the world, but it is. Yes, Sadal is actually even further away. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the Syndicate one. That'd be 4 portal jumps away. Zalos is...
I'm not sure I like having a -2 to armor.
I don't even see Zalos. I'm not seeing Zalos.
I mean,
Zalos is actually right before Mira, so it's 2 portal jumps. So the closest ones to you, besides the one, also Harima is the monolith, which is also on Kua. So basically Harima, so not the first one. If you're looking for close, the faraway ones are Celebs is far away. Darab is far away, and so is Karamakuk. That's in Zalos.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I'm not crazy about Darkos because it gives you a +1 HP, but a -2 to armor. And I mean, what's the point in having the extra HP if you're going to be easier to hit?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because it's only a +1 HP and a -2 to armor. So a lot easier to hit for only 1 HP doesn't seem worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And more money.
Yeah.
For that
Right.
-2 armor.
Well, I mean, if you're not worried about the maneuverability and basing the idea that the whole reason why we're doing this is because you guys were wanting to add more modules, Algrea is a good option because it's pretty close to you. You are getting a -1 in your maneuverability, but you can put 3 more modules on there because you're a class 3 ship, so you can put 13 modules, and it's -5% of base price. We'll make you such a good deal.
Wow, that is actually a pretty cool idea. And yeah, because then I could actually get a salvage module on there, which I wanted.
Yeah, and we could add the weapon module to get
Weapons.
the second weapon, right?
Yeah, you could put 13 total, so you could take everything that the other ship has, plus the salvage module, plus an additional weapon, and you'd still have 1 more space.
Oh, okay, I like that idea too. Then.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, let's go to Algrea. I don't know if I can do this.
We gotta find a cool ship picture as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Tony, you find the best images, so.
Oh man, I knew you was gonna put it on me.
All right, so that's your shipyard. Boom. We'll figure that out when we. Oops. Oh, I hate form fillable sheet. Oh man. Form fillable sheets just never work well in preview. All right. Yeah. All right. I'll put this in the Google space later so anybody can access it if they want. Okay, so that's fine. I mean, we'll factor that in when you go to put your modules in, but let's just follow this in order here. Actually, I'm going to change the screen share to, I just share my entire screen. No, you can't. Oh, you can have desktop. There we go. Oh, we're going to have like a moment where we see you guys, which is weird. There we go. That should fix it. It was like Inception for a second. You can see the preview now, right? All right, so ship's problem. So now you need to have a problem. And because Coriolis is like the nicest system in the world, they let you guys pick the problem. Oh, man.
The problem is that our ship is just too damn good. Like, it's so good that like it never has any problems. And that's a problem.
You could make up your own, or there are some options here, like you could have faulty thrusters. Now, this is the kind of thing where I would use like darkness points for. So like if you did faulty thrusters and I had a darkness point, I could be like, you know, and I'd give you -1 maneuverability for that combat encounter.
There you go.
Your thrusters are just going to go.
There you go, Young. That's our Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, exactly. Your ship could be cursed. It makes -1 when rolling for portal jumps. Ooh, that is. And traveling through space makes it 1 danger level higher. Oof. I don't know if I do that.
I don't like that.
Yeah, don't like that one.
Now, unreliable sensors. Sensors of the ship of poor quality. All data didn't seal a -1 on your sensor checks. What the problem goes off. Let's see. Worn out ship computer. The computer is pilot rolls with -1 if you do that one. You got slow accelerator. So you'd have to, so you do 1 extra EP. So I'll explain what that is. During combat, you have a certain number of energy points or EP that you can use on different things like maneuvering the ship, using weapons, etc. So if this goes off, then it would take you 1 extra point to move. Like if you're trying to like dodge or whatever. Let's see, obvious signature. Makes it easier to spot you, so it can be harder if you're trying to hide. I certainly wouldn't take that if I was spies, but maybe you guys aren't spies. But it also means that people can get they can probably get sensor lock on you easier.
We have to have the eccentric ship intelligence.
You can do that, but then
we have to.
If you want that, you can get the eccentric ship intelligence. You'll just have to add that as a feature. It's fine. If you want eccentric ship intelligence, so we can do that.
And it has to be like an overly dramatic like queen. Like that's our eccentric ship intelligence. Like you guys, I told you not to start the thruster so hard. Like,
I think I'm going to go with Al.
I'm sorry, Dave.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so votes. Does everybody want that? Or I see Chris is very enthusiastic about it.
I am.
I was pretty geeked when I saw it.
We get the eccentric ship intelligence and we call it 80.
Yes.
All right.
I'm sorry, you cannot access that function at this time.
Oh wow, I was muted. I'm sorry, but yeah, I was saying I'm neutral on that, so that's fine by me.
Okay. How about Young and Mike?
See, I'd rather go with the obvious signature, since we're not
Really?
really combat related or being stealthy. But
How about Young?
Well, the obvious
He's
sorry.
AFK.
yeah,
The thing I would say about obvious signature, Mike, would be that, like, you know, if since we are like a freighter, if we're hauling anything, people might think we have something valuable just because we're a freighter, you know.
yeah, but we're one freighter of 10,000 freighters that are out there.
Maybe.
Okay. So I'll put one or the other. We'll have Young vote, and Tony will
Yeah.
have to be not neutral if.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll flip a coin.
the one
mean,
I
I
was actually laughing at that I thought was funny that would be funny to play would be the worn out computer. But I mean, that's nobody else saw that one, so that's fine. I mean, the ship intelligence, yeah, I'll vote for it. That's fine.
Okay, there we go.
Well, yeah, all right, be sure, because we could always have.
Yeah, worn out computer would also be funny.
Well, let's see what Young says. We can hold
Yeah.
that one. For
Hey Edie, could you access the engineer schematics for me? Sorry, there's a block.
Yep.
Nikki gets that reference.
The information is blocked.
Or we go to fire the guns and it says, no, I don't think so.
Right.
Maybe you should try something diplomatic first. That's
Mike,
why
you're getting
it's
more
like
comfortable.
we're surrendering a lot of autonomy to a ship intelligence.
That is true. That
Which
is
is
true,
hilarious.
actually. That is true, Mike.
Oh,
I like worn out ship computer because Young's our pilot. So
Yeah, that might
it'd
be.
be like it's
Make
his
Young
problem.
have to work for it.
And then that way it's basically Young and Edie anyway. So joke you're an Edie up there in the ship.
is Young back?
I mean, I can go either way, but
Yeah.
I'm just thinking if we want.
If we want a power game.
No, it
Well,
has
I think
nothing
Mike
to
might
do
be
with
right.
that.
As much as the ship intelligence is funny, I think it might be.
I would dump if I had a pain in the ass ship intelligence. That would be the first thing that I would dump.
Yeah.
Because
You know, honestly, I mean, I'm not going to try to influence you at all. But although you can still get a ship intelligence anyways. I was going to say the advantage of having a ship intelligence period, just so you know, since you're building your ship, is that it can actually do things like if you have a smaller crew. So you may want to, since you're building your ship from scratch, you might not necessarily the faulty one. You may want to add that depending on how much it costs.
yeah, I'm all for ship intelligence, just not one that has a say in what is going on.
I mean, as long as we can get a ship intelligence and call it 80, I'm happy.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Since I have no idea what that is.
But I
So,
mean, I don't mean to sound that adamant. If we all want ship intelligence, I'm fine with that too.
No, Mike, I think you swayed. You swayed me.
Yeah, that's
Where's
what.
Yang? Let's get Yang's
Yeah.
opinion. See what
Yeah.
he
So all right. So the
Just
two
got back.
Young, you'll be the deal breaker here then. So we've got two possible ship problems.
Okay.
One is a worn out ship computer. What that would be is that if I use a darkness point as a GM during combat, the ship computer will start acting up a bit, and you'll have -1 on all piloting rolls, or some other event during the dice roll combat. Or the other option would be an eccentric ship intelligence. And when the problem is activated, the intelligence will refuse to perform a specific task, instead beginning to protest loudly over the ship's intercom. The effect lasts during the combat encounter or a few hours.
Mm. So the penalty would be like -1 again?
It'd be -1 for the worn out ship computer. The ship's intelligence, it just wouldn't do it.
Mm.
It'd be
Well,
like,
reliability is a huge thing, especially if you're out in space, and if the ship that's carrying us refuses to like let us in from the airlock, for example, like how? That'll be a crazy thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my vote goes for worn out ship computer.
Okay.
Yeah, we trust our pilot.
Yeah, fair
He
enough.
has exceptional skills.
There you go, Tony. That was
All
Tony.
right. Yeah. I mean, I just thought that would be a funny one. I can see it really being funny into certain things.
Yeah. I could definitely see Young's character up there, like, God damn it, like slamming on the computer.
So, all right, so we have that. Now we start to add our modules. You automatically get these three. They don't count towards your build, which is the bridge, the reactor, and the gravitomic projector. Everything else is optional. So, did you want to just start with the pre-made ships modules, and then we'll take them on just so we have some place to start, make it easier?
Yeah, that's
that
fine by me. But
yeah.
And we can add and remove them based on your desires. So let me just start there. That way we can have it filled in. And you actually have the ship from the shipyard that gives you 3 extra modules. So you actually have 13 spots. Let me actually find the ship. You're looking at this one, right? All right. All right. So docking station. Oh, what am I doing? Okay. So we're looking at docking station. And again, we can change these. None of this is required. I'm just doing it so you have a place to start. And again, that allows you to dock with space stations, basically. Evans. You have 2 of them, so that's why I'm writing it twice. MedLab. You can see this, right? I'm showing the right screen. Okay. Sometimes I do this kind of stuff, and like I'm totally like it's just the camera on my face. It's like, why are we just looking at you? I don't know. Why didn't you tell me? Countermeasures. So, countermeasures is one word. That's a type, I guess. Okay, so I mean, technically, you have 13 spots, because even though there's only 12. So what I'll have to do is if you have 2 of something, I'll just combine them. So you thought you wanted to add salvage, right? Is that correct?
I think it was called salvage module.
Yep.
I have to look for it again.
Yep, I did it. I put it in there. And did you want a different weapon? Oh, actually, I'll do exactly what the. Oh, you know, it's funny. The base standard ship has worn out computer as well. You're basically getting this ship. We're just building the same ship.
yeah, I mean, I'm definitely
it's called a
adding another
salvage
weapons
station.
module.
It's called a salvage station, Daniel.
Salvage station. Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I have a feeling that you're probably going to also need. Does it say you need the feature as well? Because I would imagine you would.
It doesn't say I do. I don't know.
Oh, and I'm just going to make a call and say you do. Because why else would you?
Station.
Yeah, it says to be able to salvage wreck and space junk, you will need a lot of empty space.
Okay,
A
so
system of derricks, some mechanized grabber arms, and a good hull clutter. Oh, so there's like a lot of stuff you actually need to be able to make you'll need to have a lot of empty space, so like cargo holds, a system of derricks. I don't know what that is. Some mechanized grabber arms and a good hull cutter.
Derricks are probably like there's like scaffolding, I guess is what it's described, right? It's like a derrick. Like bridges.
Yeah, probably some type of big boom or something like a.
Yeah, it's like
Like an
arms
oil
that
derrick.
you can
Yeah,
grab on.
I mean big.
I mean, Derek is the ship's computer.
Yeah.
Derek.
Derek.
Listen to me, Derek. Open up. Open up.
All right. So if you add that, you still have 2 more spots. And you want some other weapon?
Could
Yeah,
we
but
add,
I'll vote definitely for weapon. I'm with Jan on that.
Yeah, no, I agree about an extra weapon.
Have you
Pick
got
a weapon out, Jan. It's up to you.
Good, young. Pick a weapon.
Oh,
It cannot be.
Nuclear torpedoes.
no. I mean, that'll be impractical.
Because you didn't
Yeah.
get involved with that shipyard, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably go for something like autocannon or something like that.
Table.
Actually, ion cannon or autocannon? Which one do you guys like better?
Let's see. Autocannon. looks
The
good.
ion cannon inflicts both system and hull damage. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's medium range instead of contact range.
Yeah, ion cannon sounds pretty good. Let's go with that.
It's like 40,000 burr.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like when you go to buy a car and you're already spending so much money anyways. It's like, I'll get the undercoating.
Yeah.
All right. Did you want?
Crystal's like nuclear torpedo, nuclear torpedo.
Yeah, I was just playing, of course.
I know.
You have one extra spot without changing anything else if you want to. If you want to add anything else, or you can leave the extra one if you want to ever add it later.
Is there something that would make the ship go faster?
Oh yeah.
That's a module? I don't think so. Those are features, right? I don't think modules.
Features, yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that in a second. We're doing modules right
Okay.
now.
Let me see what else there is.
You definitely want that. Okay, so we'll leave that for now. So let me just actually, but you don't want to get rid of anything, right? So I'm going to leave, I'm just going to take the cabins. I'm just going to put, and you want standard cabins, not coffins or suites, right?
Yeah, I'd say standard, yeah.
Standard, yeah.
2 times. So it's neat. I'll put this up here. Actually, I'll put all the weapons together. It's gonna suck when the first mission your ship gets blown up.
Just out of the dry dock.
Oh,
It's crashed into by some other ship.
Boom.
Okay, so basically you got one extra spot. Looks like. Oh, hold on. 2 times cargo hold. No. Because I'm the type of person who has to keep things organized. I'm going to put the salvage station near the cargo hold.
so
You can have to
in
draw
order
this
for us to do salvage operation, do we need like extra arm or something?
That's
something-
part of the salvage station.
Okay, cool,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, you are going to, I think I'm going to have you take the feature though. That's the salvage.
Mhm.
Because I think that just makes sense that you have to have that. So you have 3 weapons. Also, just let me just make sure here. Let me just look at these weapons. You have an ion cannon. Does 1 damage, medium range, ordinary tech. So that's good. You can have all that.
Ooh, that's
shoot
expensive
crits.
though.
Yeah, it is not
4,000.
cheap. That's for sure. You've got an accelerator cannon, which is basically the same as far as damage, but doesn't do the systems damage. That's good. The other ones for the system. And you've got countermeasures. Okay, good. That was cheap. The countermeasures is the cheapest thing. You don't have any torpedoes or anything, but you can always add that.
What does that do, by the way? Countermeasures?
Countermeasures is what you use if somebody's shooting torpedoes at you, basically. You shoot it out in front and it blows up their torpedoes.
Oh, nice.
All right, so looking at features, the ship that you currently were mocking, basically, we're looking at as an option, has atmospheric entry, precision thrusters, and arboretum.
Arboretum, yeah.
Arboretum.
So the arboretum is basically a garden. You can use it for food if you need to, but mostly it's for recovering mind points and stress. It's like it helps you heal faster, basically.
Quick question, guys.
Sure.
For the weapon, could we take a look at that weapons page just one more time?
No, it's over. We've already chosen.
Yeah, I'm looking at accelerator cannon and
You have an
ion cannon, right? Both have medium and they do 1 damage.
Yep.
And they're very similar to one another. So I'm wondering if we could get rid of accelerator cannon and then replace that with auto cannon instead.
yeah, for when you're closer.
Yeah. Because I mean, ion cannon and accelerator cannon basically do the same thing, except that ion cannon does a little extra.
Okay, if that seems reasonable, if you guys want to do that.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I have no problem.
Yeah, I mean, the only downside, I guess, would be is if somebody shot out your ion cannon and they were at medium range, then you couldn't attack them. But that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't actually think you can call shots really that easily, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. So you want to switch to an autocannon, right?
Yeah.
And that'll also reduce the price of your ship a little bit, which is nice. Not by much, but so we're going to switch.
I like to imagine we're all at the shipyard and like talking about this stuff. All right, so we have an ion cannon, an auto cannon, and what else?
Countermeasures.
Countermeasure dispenser.
Ah,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
I think that's all around.
Yeah. Well, actually, I probably should put these down here. I'll do that after I do the other thing. I'll get it all filled up first. All right, so let's go back to features. That's good. I mean, again, you can always change something before we actually start. If you guys look at something and want to make a change, obviously we do it. All right, so this thing had the garden. If you want to keep that, that's adding 5% to your cost. It's got atmospheric entry, which you're probably going to want because that's going to allow you to, of course, land, take off on planets. If you're colonist, that's probably a good thing to have. Let's see, precise thrusters. Bonus plus 2 to pilot when docking or landing. That's also useful because if you crash, obviously, when you're docking or landing, that's not good. But again, it's up to you if you want to keep these things. They all cost money, so. But then we want to add the salvage. Okay, but you want it to be faster, right? So did you want to get the turbo projector?
Yeah.
So I mean, like with Yang wanting to get the turbo projector, like I mean that's cool. I also do like those precision thrusters, especially if we're gonna have a docking bay. I I think being able to precisely dock would like make docking and stuff easier.
Oh, come on, guys. I'm going to be the pilot. It'll be okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you crash while you're
Yeah,
docking,
I insist we have precision. I'm kidding.
I don't think we need to get rid of the thrusters, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Anything else or anything that you have a question about that we can
Let's take a look.
explain if it doesn't make any sense to you?
I mean, did we already have those precise thrusters? Is that automatic?
Yeah, they were on the pre-made ship. I mean, it all costs money, so yeah. I'm gonna have to recalculate the price of it, obviously, once we're done. So all you're adding to the stock ship is the salvage unit and the turbo projector, and then you're adding the autocannon. Well, you're switching the accelerator cannon for an autocannon. You're adding the ion cannon, and you're adding a salvage station. Yeah.
Yes.
And that's where you're at right now, unless you want to add anything else. And again, things can be added later, obviously.
Ship
but features
intelligence.
Oh, you want a ship intelligence? That's right. Okay. Well,
Want one, you just don't want it to be crazy.
it won't be crazy at first.
Exactly.
There's no guarantee it won't become crazy.
Yeah, instead of Howl, we're going to get Siri or Alexa.
All right, good. So that's useful because obviously then it can do stuff. I think it can actually even fly the ship, which is good if you don't have two people that does pilot that pilot.
Nice. Or if the pilot dies.
Scores are 1, relevant skill levels 3. Oh, actually, I have to look that up. I wonder if you have to give it certain skills. We have to stat up the ship's intelligence. Let's see.
Ooh, there's stealth.
There is stealth. I don't know if that's something that you want. I mean, I know it's something that you want, but I don't know if it's something you need.
We're a colony ship, right? We're explorers.
No, we're explorers. But
Explorers, archaeologists.
Put quotations around that.
See, I think we're looking more and more like a Merc company. That's what it's.
Well, maybe we should have done mercenaries.
if you're heading off to the unknown, you never know.
Yeah, we're just gonna salvage everything. Some
see
people
how-
call
you see
it
how-
pirating, but
You see how Young slowly converted you guys into mercs, even though like you were all, we're gonna do mercs. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm 100% in support of explorers, guys.
It's all Young's fault. We
If you
were
want
like,
to,
we were
I mean,
like, we want to be explorers, and then Young was like, but we need a warship.
well, you want to be protected.
I'm just messing with you, of course, Young.
I mean, the Millennium Falcon is more of a smuggler than he is an explorer,
Yeah.
but which would be free traders. Okay, I think that's all we need to do with the ship right now. I'll figure all this other stuff about the energy points and whatnot. So because you have this, you're going to be a little bit faster. So I think your speed's going to be 3, based on this, because your base speed for your ship is. Actually, can you add a feature more than once? Just curious about that. I'm curious how some of these ships get so fast. Oh, actually, you start with 3 features. So the first 3 features are free.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
No, yeah, it doesn't say anything about them. Not. I wonder how the other ships get so fast. There must be other ways to do it. All right, anyways, let's just take a quick look at the gunship because I'm curious how that got so fast. Because that's got a speed of 4. It's got.
Turbo
Yeah,
projector.
oh, it has
and
tuned acceleration.
tuned accelerator.
Yeah, so that's the other thing probably that can make you go faster if you so desire. It is going to add price to the ship there. So, anyways, your speed's probably going to be 3. I think if I'm looking at it right.
We added a salvage module, an autocannon, and what else?
Well, you switched an ion cannon.
Yeah, so we didn't add it. We just switched one out.
Yeah,
So
you
we-
swapped the yeah.
Mhm.
So we still have one more module then, right?
You have space for 2 more if you really wanted to. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So was that one of the modules? Let's see.
We have 12 and we can fit 13.
Yeah, exactly. But you can always add a module. Modules can be added later. Features cannot. And well, I mean, features can be added, but it's more complicated.
But if we add a module later, will it cost more or what?
Not necessarily. Probably not. You'll have to. I mean, that'll be something we'll have to do in roleplay. The price is listed is the base cost.
So turbo projector and also tuned accelerator, they both increase speed factor by 1. Is that right?
Is that the case? Gives +1. Yeah. Oh, and actually, turbo projector can be purchased twice. Tuned accelerator. Oh no, tuned accelerator gives +2 to pilot roll for advanced retreat. Okay, so they bought turbo projector twice, basically. Is what they did.
I gotcha.
If you want to be even faster, you could do that. It will just add the cost. Each time you add it, I think it was 10%, so it's going to add 20% to the cost of the ship if you do that.
Is someone playing Mario Maker?
I think the kids are probably playing Mario Wii.
Where's those weapons?
I'd recognize the Mario Maker song anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Super Mario Wii.
20% actually. So if you add that twice, it's going to increase the price of your ship by 40%.
Oh wow, that's not good.
That's definitely the undercoating.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting each one once. Okay, so your speed's probably going to be, I believe, 4. I will check it again though. Because we'll do all the math on this later. I mean, I'll just do it. I guess we can do it live. I guess. So, I'm just not sure. Let's see. Because I want to do characters and everything. Actually, let's do this and then maybe take a quick break and then we'll come back and do the characters and be done. That's reasonable. Create your
Okay.
ship. Get back here. If people can, I don't know. I know Mondays we usually don't go that late, but
Oh, I'm fine. I don't have anywhere to be.
Do we want to add super sensors?
Yeah, I'm fine too. I would like for us to get as much as this, in one session as possible.
yeah, of course.
What is super sensors, Matt?
What's
It
that?
pushes out our sensor range to extreme.
Is it a module or just a feature?
I'm not sure. I saw Daniel scroll past it and I was like, wait a minute.
It's a feature.
What
What
page is it on?
151. It's a feature.
I'm right on it. Let me look.
Excuse me. What features do we currently have? We currently have turbo.
Atmosphere. entry, precise thrusters, salvage unit, turbo projector, and ship intelligence.
Okay.
Is all those cost cumulative? They're all, they're all cumulative. So like
Yep.
each one, like we could build up 60% times
Yeah.
60% or whatever or more. Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's of the base price, so it's better to do it now, because like let's say you add 30%, and then you add it later, then it'll be the price of the ship with all that on there will be the. So
And
any
let's see,
feature,
what have we added that's in the wooden base? There was the salvage unit. And what else?
for features, you added salvage unit, turbo projector, and ship's intelligence.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
So man, we're already 50%, just those two of them.
Huh. Spend that money, get in
60,
debt.
yeah, we're at 60 then. Because the salvage unit, intelligence, and turbos at 60 more percent.
What do we need the precise thrusters for?
Landing.
Okay.
And
Because
docking.
and remember that your ship is -2 mobility because of where it was built.
Could we? Do we need the arboretum? It's
Yeah,
That's
nice.
automatic. That's auto.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you could get rid of it, and then everything would slide up. But that's like a base thing. You don't need it, but it helps you heal faster. Mind points,
Yes.
Okay.
and
So
also
if we want a bunch of psychos running around on board,
Helps reduce stress, Long.
I have to hear that pilot fart one more time.
And what
I
are we
think
gonna
I'll
put the
go
space
garden.
monkeys if we don't have arboretum?
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
you don't need it, but it's nice. I mean, you can do it if you like 0 armor 5.
I mean, I would consider that as luxury.
It is a luxury, but if you take so basically stress and mind points can be had if you're doing long distance space travel, because the dark between the stars can do it. So if you start to encounter too much of the dark between the stars, you may start taking mind damage. So being able to heal it faster is useful. It's
Okay.
not
Yeah.
required, but it's definitely useful.
That's nice.
I'm pretty stuck on the arboretum.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I'll
yeah.
say definitely. I mean, that's included. I'll definitely say keep
It's
it.
like a Zen garden.
Yeah.
Nice. Yep.
Yeah, we'll count that as like the standard. So you could add more features if you want. I mean, right now, this is where you're at. Your maneuverability is -1. Your signature is 0, right? Because you didn't get anything that affected that. When you're landing, the turbo projector will come into account. No, I'm sorry. When you're landing, the precise thrusters will give you a +2. The turbo projector is giving you +1 to your speed. So your speed right now is 3. Your armor is 5 because that's base. You didn't add anything extra there. And your signature is 0 because I don't think you did anything. You didn't get that
No.
one that makes
What would get
Right.
our maneuverability to 0 at least? Is there anything that we can do to make it where it's not negative
maybe.
or not?
Probably a feature, if there is.
It would be a feature probably.
It would
Under
probably be a
features?
feature, yeah.
Let me
see.
look and see if I see anything.
It seemed that way.
Another
Uh,
tur-
Antimatter
Antimatter
rockets.
rockets. Yeah.
Yeah.
antimatter rockets.
Unfortunately, you can't have those because antimatter is only available when you get them when you're from the one dock, which yours is not.
Oh, I got you.
Unless you want to switch to that one. But like I said, that one is far further away.
Oh no, no,
Mira?
no. I mean, it's not. No.
No, I don't know if it was the mirror one or not. I can't
Wait,
remember.
we got turbo projector, right? So
Yeah.
that actually adds 1 to maneuverability too.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay,
Yeah.
good.
I was just fixing to
Yep.
say, how about turbo projector? Well,
There
we
you
got
go.
it. Okay.
You already got it. All right. So
Yeah.
you
Speaking of which, let's get another one, guys.
well, you could do that, but again, it's going to increase the price of your ship.
It is a fictional ship
It's fictional, but you can pay for it.
Yeah, you're going to have to pay for it.
with fictional money.
Yes.
Well, with time in game doing things that aren't going to be that exciting because you got to pay for a ship. I mean, if that's the way
Exactly.
you're fine to do it. Just,
I mean, we're at 0 now. You know.
Yeah, I say
because we
leave
did
it.
that +1, so yeah. And we got a
yeah, you
3
can
speed.
consider it. Once we figure out how much all this costs,
Wait.
I'll do all the math and stuff because I don't want to do that math right now. I'll let you know how much it costs. Make the choice whether or not you want to do anything else to it before we do the final.
Well, to
lockdown.
me, it looks all good right now. I think I don't see anything.
Yeah.
Unless we all have
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
So I looked at the ship's intelligence. It can do anything that the ship can do. So you don't have to like do, you don't, but it can only do one thing at a time. So like, for instance, if the pilot was out, it could pilot the ship. It could land the ship. It could shoot the weapons. It could do the sensor checks.
Yeah, that's
So it can do
important. I think.
anything but only one thing. So that's pretty good. And you
So-
guys can use salvage to make some money.
It's
We
nice
gotta-
for all off ship too.
Exactly. Because it can fly the ship. So basically you could have it, meet us around the back.
We got a 3-speed.
Yeah, your speed's at 3, so that's good.
Free speed.
I like
There we
that.
go. With a basket up front.
With basket on the front. Yeah, so you're looking at because you added. I mean, I'll just look at this quickly. Since the other ship, the standard ship that you were looking at, was about $1.5 million. You added a bit to that, so you're probably somewhere like around the blockade runner price. Actually, did you literally just get exactly? No, this one has plus 2 maneuverability.
Oh, it's got a med lab too.
Oh yeah. Well, yours has that
Med
too.
lab.
Ours has a med lab.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ours has a med lab.
You skip
Yeah.
that. You got a med lab. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna want a med lab. That's
Yep.
you will likely get shot, so you're gonna want a med lab. All right. No, that's not true. You may never get shot. We don't know. Okay, so back to this.
GM hint.
Listen, I just know you guys.
You might want a med lab.
You could go the entire campaign with never getting shot at, but I just don't think so with this group.
Yeah, we can have a meth lab and sell it and make plenty of money.
You could have it as well.
There was a.
Yeah. go ahead.
Oh, no, never mind. It's not really related. I'll tell it during break or something.
Okay, yeah. So we'll take let's take like 5 minutes to get drinks or whatever and come back, and then we'll actually make our characters and then or finish them for people who have already started. And yeah, we'll get this done. Fun.
Sounds good.
All right.
I guess I'll leave this up.
I'm here.
You too.
I'll make 3 that's here.
Right. So the other 2 are dead, I guess. Or 3 are dead. Whatever. No, do you have ice cream, Tony? Oh,
Yep. Ice cream time.
and ice cream. Oh, I had my ice cream last night.
Nikki, you got your ponies ready?
Ugh, almost, not quite. I still haven't figured out how to make it so I can make everybody their own special one. They want? I mean, I can make the character, but getting a picture, that's the hard part. So,
You're supposed to draw it according to the book.
yeah, no, you don't want me to draw it.
Well, you know what's funny? Like I looked at the book and like it says to draw it, but it doesn't like give you. Remember they used to have those books? I don't know if you remember that, but like for like all the like those different superheroes and stuff, where it would give you like the basic way to draw them.
Yeah,
Like they should have put that in there with like so because I mean it's for kids, right? They should have shown you how to draw a pony. They can't be that difficult.
yeah. I mean, I've got adventure and everything. That's not a big deal. It's just making sure everybody gets what they want. As far as
Yeah, I mean,
your,
if it's easier, I'll be that one that you said, the Pegasus. I mean, I'd rather be a unicorn, but
no, I want you to get to be a unicorn.
I'm back.
Very important to me that Daniel gets to play a unicorn.
get to be my unicorn.
Yes. It's also very important to Daniel that Daniel gets to play a unicorn.
It is.
I'm sorry.
You're sorry.
So what I was going to say, it's not really related, but we were talking about the auditorium, which is like where you grow plants. There's this one game I play sometimes called like Colony Base or Colony Planet or something. Anyway, and the premise of it is that you're set on this planet that has, you know, like where you can mine valuable resources from it, and you have to make a colony in order to do that, one that can survive. And like as the game goes on, you build up your colony, you get more people. Well, what I discovered pretty early on was like you have to have an arbitorium in order to grow food so that you can you know, sustain your population and everything. And I always would get the medium arbitorium because you could get 12 plants. And the only thing you need at first is like a tomato and 2 rices. And then you have like 9 other plants that you can grow. And so I would grow medical plants because with the medical plants, your doctor takes it to make med kits, which are super expensive. But the plants themselves are also very valuable. So every time traders come in, I'm just like sitting there with like 9 medical plants. And I'm just like, yeah, dude, here you go. I'm just going to sell you medical plants. And in my head, I'm always growing like weed. It's like, yep, here you go. 10 pounds worth of medical weed. I made so much cash in that game doing that. And then when my population starts growing a little bit, I just rip out some of my medical plants and throw in tomatoes and rice.
What a combination, tomatoes and rice, man.
Well, the reason that you need tomatoes and rice is because together they make pasta. And when you add meat, like you get lab grown meat in the game. And if you add meat, the rice and the meat can make burgers. And if you get better foods, otherwise you just get like salads and like they're plain and like no one likes them. But if you get like burgers and pastas and stuff, those are considered like really high, they make people really happy and therefore more productive.
So it's an anti-healthy game, in other words.
I guess, yeah.
I grow candy bar trees.
I
like your spaceship. Now you have to create it from scratch.
Or no, I'm sorry. Salads are also something that make people happy, but those are gotten from just getting like 3 different vegetables. I think it was you should get a basic meal if you don't have the right ingredients. And the basic meal is just tomatoes, and that makes people sad. And then they don't work as hard. And you got to have them mining crap all the time in order to make money.
Yeah, I mean, I do like tomatoes, but I think just tomatoes would be a little bit boring after a while.
Yeah. Of course, the biggest thing you eventually want to do is just get people to build robots for you all the time, because the robots can mine 24/7 without ever needing to take a break. They have to like charge sometimes, but like basically, if you can get robots, they're always working, and like people have to go sleep and they have to eat and stuff like that. So it just like it's way more cost efficient to just make a crap ton of robots, and you can make a lot more money doing that. I haven't played that game in forever, but I used to play it a lot. I love like little strategy games like that.
That's basically what happens in the world, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
robots making everything now.
Yeah.
So that we can live in luxury and not have to work.
Yep.
At least that's what they told us in the 50s, right? Eventually,
Exactly.
to go on vacation all the time.
The dishes load themselves.
Yeah.
Mike's back. Mike's back. All right, let's make some characters. All right, so
Look who's back.
back here.
Back again. Mike is back. Tell a friend.
Does Young already have his picture? I feel like he's getting ready to do the picture.
What are we going to name our ship real quick?
Let's make characters.
Oh,
I feel like the naming of a ship could take an entire like month of play.
hold on. Let me just go to fantasy name generator.
3 hours later, we'll be,
By the time you come up with a new ship name, you'll be mercenaries. Everybody will choose
Yeah.
it.
It'll just be a serial number.
Yeah, exactly. Wait for this, would you? All right. Okay, so the next step. I'm trying to go in order here. I don't think I've ever gone in order before when I was doing something, so I'm trying to be very. I lost my space. Okay, pick your group concept. You did that. Pick your spaceship. Pick your group talent. Okay, so here's where we pick our group talent. So you guys are sticking with explorers, right? That's the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think so.
Alrighty.
Yep.
All right. So the explorer group talent. Talents. I'll just go over one more time. Seasoned travelers, which allows you to use manipulation instead of culture to understand a group's customs. That can be used by anybody once per session, or these other two can only be used once by somebody in the group. Survivors, you get out of a dangerous situation somehow connected to nature. It does give me a DP, which I like that. Truth seekers, you find important information or get a clue from the GM without rolling dice. That also gets a DP rather from me.
I think we pretty much agreed on truth seekers, though.
I believe that is also true.
Yes.
Even
Yeah,
though it
I'm
gives
cool
you a
with that.
DP. I mean,
Although getting out of explosive decompression does sound
Yes.
nice.
yeah, but that's what you have me for.
They're both good. I don't. Yeah. Just stick with
No,
one.
I literally, that's literally what my, I'm sorry. I should have explained. That's literally what my icon ability is.
No, we're picking icons live because I got the card deck.
Yeah. Remember, because I
Aw.
lost mine.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
You know what's weird though is if you roll them, deckhand is the one that you're gonna most often get is gonna be deckhand because of the way the roll works out.
Well, that's interesting. Okay, so that's your talent. Somebody should write that down because I don't have the group sheet.
Yep, I got it on my
Okay,
I got
PDF.
it on mine. Yep.
Truth seekers.
Wrote it
perfect.
down.
Okay, so we did that. We did that.
Maybe I'll get deckhand again because I like that one.
And then we're gonna do. So the next thing is you need your patron.
Patron.
Yep, somebody who's gonna be, mostly feeding you guys jobs and stuff.
Backing us.
Your connections. I mean, did you think that you guys were actually able to afford that ship without some kind of connection? Look at
I
you.
mean, someone
Okay.
might have wealthy parents. I don't know.
I don't think so. All right, so you got 4 options for explorers. Dr. Wana, she's a unconventional archaeologist, happy to get her hands dirty, searching for findings in the sector of the Lady of Tears. You've got Professor Omalda, that's what I'm going to call her, brilliant mathematician with the heart set on expanding every mystery in the horizon, including the icons themselves. So she's interested in the icons. Jaros Kumbra, he's with the Colonial Agency, one of the few within the agency passionate about finding new colonies, however unsafe they may be. And Defruso Amandi is part of the Free News, a media mogul with ambition to reach places even the Bulletin cannot. So the Bulletin, if you guys don't know, if you haven't read that part, is like the universal TV station / newspaper. So this guy is basically, I think, he's part of the Free News. That's like the underdog competitor to that. So
Right.
have you got a preference?
Sounds like Jaros Kumbra is our guy if we're colonists.
Yeah, if you're going to do colonists, that seems like the most obvious. Yep.
Yep.
What do you guys think?
Yep,
I'm fine
that's
with
what I
that.
thought.
Yeah, that's
Also,
fine.
just so you know, one of these people is also going to be your nemesis. So it could be he's your nemesis because he's your competition. So you could also take it that way. You could use however you want. One of these is your patron, the other one's your nemesis.
Well, I don't think the Free News guy makes any sense.
I like Dr. Wana and Professor Omalda, but I'll go with whichever one is.
You mean for
most
the
popular.
nemesis or the patron?
No, for the patron.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with either of those as well for patron. I guess Jaros would make a good nemesis.
Either way, I mean, I was just throwing that out there so you can figure that out. I mean, it could be that he's your patron, and then the other ones are opposed because he doesn't care about trashing all the archaeological stuff, and they want this one. So
That's true too.
either way, it kind of depends on how you want to do it. If you don't care about trashing the archaeological stuff and creating dangerous colonies, then Jaros is probably a better.
Yeah.
I mean,
Screw Dr. Wana.
yeah, let's just admit it. The first chance we get to raid a tomb, we're raiding that fucking tomb. Let's just admit that.
I would think that Professor Omalda would be a nemesis. It just seems to me. I don't
Okay.
know. I mean,
Yeah,
that's my opinion, real quick.
I mean, that's an option, right? She's kind of interesting, right? Okay, so let's go through and let's just do a little, because it seems like we're a little split. So we'll just go through and ask everybody who they think. Let's start with patron. Tony, who do you think for patron?
I would go with that Jaros Kumbra.
Okay. Crystal, patron.
I'm gonna go Jaros Kumbra.
Okay. Yang, patron.
Dr. Wana.
Okay. Mike, patron.
We'll go Cumbra.
All right. It looks like Cumber's got it probably.
Cumber it is?
Unless Nikki gets 2 points. Who do you like?
Yes.
Well, I mean, what state is she in? Because that would matter, right?
Parade of Icons, Nikki.
Yeah.
Oh, no, but if the group chose Cumber, that's fine with me.
No, I'm just messing with you because there's 5 of you and basically 3 already voted to Cumber. All
Yeah.
right. So Cumber's going to be. Can somebody write that down? I probably should.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm writing down. Yeah,
Is your patron. And so now we'll go around and pick a nemesis. It can't be the same person, clearly. Okay, so Nikki, who do you like for nemesis?
Professor Omalda.
Oh, Amalda. Interesting. No, that does make sense, actually. How about Mike?
I was thinking the Free News guy.
Also makes sense.
Us
Defruso.
exploiting the frontiers, destroying archaeological sites. He can hit us on so many different directions.
Mm-hmm. Cool. How about Crystal? What do you think?
man. I was gonna go Almada, but I think Mike convinced me to take the news guy, Dreyfus Amaldi.
Okay, so I got 2 news, 1 Amalda. How about Young?
CNN or Fox News.
All right.
You want the news as well? So I guess that's probably 3, but we'll ask Tony anyways, just so.
Yeah, I mean, I would go with professional model. I can't pick the news guy because of who I am and something
Right.
relating to my background. So,
Yeah. No, that's good. That could be a good conflict. All right, so Amalda's going to be your nemesis in the free news. Diffusal.
Yep.
Nope, not okay. And I'm not in a place where I can mute easily. Oh, yeah. Because when I share the screen, I'm like, where's the mute button? I'm like, where's sneeze? All right. All right, so yeah, and this can change, of course, depending on what you do. That is your nemesis and your patron.
I'm sure we can add plenty of nemesis.
Oh, yeah.
What are you trying to say, Mike? What are you trying to say?
Well, I'm saying that I'm sure once the news reports that we've raided a tomb, then we'll have the archaeologist on us too.
You're gonna get one every session.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
We're going to have Jaros yelling at us like, do you know how many people are coming after me?
And then right after that, Dr. Wana's like, what? They're sending a colony to that archaeological site. They'll destroy all the relics.
Yeah, you guys are troublemakers. All right, so perfect. Now we get into our player characters. Okay, so I think even though we have this like this, maybe we should just go through and get a general idea of what everybody thinks their concept is going to be. And make sure that it's maybe like who you think your character is going to be, or want them to be, I should say, think. And we'll see, because I don't think that Mike's picked yet, right? So maybe that'll give Mike
Yeah,
some kind of
right.
an idea. Yeah. Even though Tony rolled for you, you still wouldn't. Okay, so I'm just gonna start at the
He
top.
did roll for me. What did you roll for me, Tony?
oh, when that time you said you was undecisive in chat or something when we was messing around, I said, I rolled you a scout, I think, wasn't it?
Oh, that's right.
Huh.
Trailblazer Scout.
Well, whatever he is, he better be the ship's cook because he's already decided that.
Yes.
He's also going to be the cook. All right, so
Which is a position that doesn't even need to be filled.
It does. You and Yang with the wanting to get rid of the garden. You've obviously never traveled extensively. Confidence are very important if you want to maintain people from going nuts. Nikki, tell us about like what's your character, the basis of your character, anyway, so we can get a.
Okay. Amira is a courtesan. She was trained at at Alam's Temple's academy on Coriolis, and she was given to the academy at a very, very young age, as is common. And that's kind of the starting idea I had for her as to what. But then when we said we're going to be explorers, I was like, I'm not sure how to get her over there. So.
Well, keep in mind that your background is exactly that. It's your background. You know, it's not necessarily what you do now.
Okay.
For whatever reason, you don't do that anymore, and now you're explorers. So you may have been a soldier, you may have been a courtesan, you may have been whatever, and now you're not necessarily doing that anymore. Some things can overlap. Like if you were, let's say, a journalist, you might still be a journalist on some level, although more freelance, let's say, than for a major consortium or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's your background, so you could easily have done that. What are you a first come or a Zenithian?
First come.
Nice. Okay. Let's see what planet you're from. We have to roll that, right? Or did you already do that?
I didn't roll it because I wasn't sure.
All right, roll D6.
Okay.
This will be interesting. 3. Oh, you're from Kua. That makes sense. So you were born and raised. Maybe that's why you're an explorer now. You spent your whole life there, learning about all the finer things in life and not actually getting to experience them, you know, beyond where we're at. Maybe.
Right.
All right. How about Tony? Tell us about what you're thinking here.
Yep, I come up with the Arith. He is a data spotter correspondent, His origin is Zenithian. Rode Home System Dabaren, Dabaren.
Oh, cool.
Upbringing, I picked stationary, and his background is he most recently has been doing some private investigative work. He still writes though these freelance articles on like security and things, private security and stuff like that for a person. And in his personal problem, I've got someone who knows who he really is and all of that is what I picked. So
Oh.
maybe a little bit of suspense in his background of his problem. But yeah, that's RF, the correspondent.
All right, cool. Okay, nice. Oh yeah, right. We didn't. That was the other thing that you need to.
Oh yeah, we got to do the card,
icon.
don't we?
That's what I was going to do. I was going to do the.
icon.
No, not that. What's your background? Your upbringing, Nikki?
Oh, I put stationary.
Okay. Yeah, most people are probably stationary. Cool. That sounds good. Yeah, that both of those sound excellent. I'll skip Mike for now since he doesn't have a full idea yet. How about Crystal? Tell us about Cirrus.
Cirrus, either way, I guess. Background, I'm a stationary. I'm a first com that grew up on Mura. Concept is a scientist technician. Let's see. You said we're going to change icon. Sorry. So I'm going to have to get rid of that. Let's see. And so if you're going to allow me to have the robotic arm, I had kind of like a reason why I have it and how I got it. And I tied it into like my personal problem and stuff.
Perfect. Yeah, it'll just be your talent that you would get. So you wouldn't get any other talent except for that at first.
Okay. So I can't get Cure Head? Ah, dang. Okay, well, the thing I had with the robotic arm was like basically when I was starting out learning to be a technician or whatever, I was doing a repair on a metal press and my arm got caught in it. And I no longer, I no longer had that arm anymore. And then I get a +1 reputation just for being a science technician, but to role play out like why I got it, I figured it'd be cool if like my character like built her arm, like a lot of it from scraps and stuff. But even building an arm would have been really expensive. So she got some of her finances like from some shady people, and that ties into her problem, which is that she has a large debt to a criminal, to like the syndicate basically, for her arm.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. I like that. That all sounds reasonable. Clearly, it's not known that you went to the syndicate for the money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Cool. And Jan, what are you thinking here?
I don't know enough about these things. I was just gonna use the pre-created,
Okay. Well, what's your concept?
So he's gonna be, a former pilot, a test pilot.
Okay, pilot. Okay.
From one of the planets. I guess it's up to, I could roll for it, I guess.
Yeah, we'll roll for that. Roll a d6.
Okay. I got 6.
Roll 6 as you choose. Just roll again. Since you don't know.
3.
Great. You're from Kua as well.
Nice.
So you're basically from the planet in which Coriolis space station is in orbit.
Nice.
So you could be a first come, meaning that like your family. So I'll give a little background because you don't do much. Essentially, a spaceship left the home planet many years ago. I forget how long ago it was, and started flying out towards this system. And in the 10 generations or 20 generations or however many generations it took for them to get there, they actually found these portals that allowed for pretty much instant transportation. So the whole system got actually colonized, and there were wars. So it's kind of there was a state of decline in a sense until the ships arrived, and then they built the Coriolis space station. They're kind of like starting to modernize the area again. So you could either be a first come, meaning like you were born and raised here. It would mean that you're a little bit more old fashioned, maybe more believing in like the religious aspects of life and the more simple stuff. Or you could be a Zenithian, which means you came with the spaceship, or your family did anyways. So you'd be a little more modern.
I'll play the Zenithian.
Okay. So make a note. So you're from Kua and you are a Zenithian.
It's KUA, is that right?
Yep, KUA. Yep. Okay, so then as far as your upbringing, you could be with that you're using a pre-gen, right? So it might already say. Does it say with plebeian stationary or privileged?
Hold on a second. Let's see. Small. That's not under skills, right?
No.
Not
No,
under
it would just be,
talents.
it should be under upbringing. Actually, you should say upbringing on the character sheet, I believe. You have to,
Name,
where is that
background. I'm looking at the quick start,
from? Oh, okay. Hold on.
and it's near the back of the whole thing. You know, near the end. Let's see.
All right, let's take a peek. Which character is it?
It's Nima.
Nima. Oh, yes, Nima. Okay, Nima. Okay, yeah. So you are actually, you are a Zenithian actually. It looks like, it doesn't tell you if you're a plebeian whatever. Okay, well, it determines where you assign your points basically. I can probably tell you right now. So we got 6, 11, 14. So you're stationary, which kind of means you're like middle class essentially.
Okay.
All right, yeah, that's it. So I mean, if you're going to go with what's here, obviously you have to change the relationships and stuff, but feel free to change stuff as we go through. You don't have to keep exactly that, but if you like it, you can.
Stationary. Okay.
Yeah. So that also affects your reputation, which it's listed as 6 here. So there must be a reason for that. I'll figure that out as we go. So you would start with 4, and it's probably because of your background. If you're a pilot, fighter pilots. No, +0 for reputation. I wonder why you got a reputation bonus. That might be because specifically that scenario. So you're probably gonna have to drop your reputation down to 4.
Gotcha.
That's where it should be. Cool. All right. Yeah. I mean, you can certainly use that character if you want to change anything. I can send you the pilot stuff if you want, or you can look at it. I mean, I'm actually not that much in this anyway.
Actually, if you send me the pilot stuff, then I'll go ahead and make some changes over here.
Yeah, I'll do it right now, actually. Let's see, pilot. You can have cool pictures and stuff too.
And for the skills, what's the max that you can put in at the first level? It's 3, right?
So it depends on, hold on one second, let me just do this. Daniel cannot multicast. I'm gonna send you this right now. I'm just printing out those pages as a PDF. I'll put it in the chat. There we go. So the way that the skills work is, well, your ability scores, your ability points, you do first. You have that many, you actually are using them all. Well, I'll get to that in a second. Let me just do this first.
Look on page 41, Jan, your pilot.
Yeah.
Well,
That tells you.
You mean the quick start?
He only has the quick.
Okay. Yeah. Well, okay. I'm sorry. It won't be in there, man. I thought you
Yeah,
had the
that's what
full
I'm doing now. I'm
PDF.
sending it to you. I just put it in the chat, Young.
Nice.
I sent you the pilot page. Yeah, so basically the way it works is you put you have so many skill points and so many ability score points. And your main your key attribute, which is agility as a pilot, can be 5, I believe.
Yes.
Yep, up to 5.
Yep.
But everything else has to be at least 1 of your abilities, anyways. But can't be more than 4, I believe.
Correct.
No, it's got to be minimal too.
Oh, minimum 2. Okay, sorry. So minimum 2 and can't be more than 4, but your agility can be 5.
Okay.
That's how that works.
Okay.
But we'll do the skill.
Yeah, come back to me last, and I'm gonna
Yeah, I wanna
have
get
something
you.
ready.
I just want to get a general idea. So you're a pilot.
Okay.
So looking at the crew for the ship, I think you guys are actually pretty decent, which makes your job easier because you can pretty much be anything. Because you need somebody with command, which I believe the artist has good empathy to start off with. You need a technician, which you've got, and you need a data gen for sure. You're basically flexible. You don't really need to. You don't have to pick anything based on what everybody else wants. Do you have an idea of what you think you'd like to play, Mike?
I want to play everything, and that's the problem. I'm just like, oh, I could do that. Oh, I could do that, and that's where I'm like, because my brain is spasming basically.
Should we have Tony roll for you again?
Well,
I know I probably don't want to be a preacher. That's what I don't want.
Well, I mean, as far as like ship positions go, maybe this would help you decide. I don't know, but like we need like Young is the pilot, right? We have engineer and sensor operator, which I think Tony's going to be the sensor operator, and my character will be the engineer. And I guess Nikki will be the captain. She has the high empathy and everything. So the one thing we don't have, it seems, is a gunner.
There we go.
Right. But anybody can take that skill. So that's why I said you could be anything with that. I mean, there are certain
anybody can take that skill.
Because I think that ranged combat is a normal skill. It's not an advanced skill. I'm pretty sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, or if you wanted to be the captain, then you'd want to be something that basically has command as one of their concept skills. So it would be
right. Well,
or something that just has high empathy, because that would be because I don't think artist has command as a concept, right? You don't have command, right?
No,
Yeah, I don't
not
have anything in command.
Yeah,
well,
I think the ones
Nikki,
that have
do you want command?
I've not played this before.
Nikki for captain 2020.
There you go.
I will take it if you don't want to make something with that. I will take it.
Right. Anybody can put a point in command. But if you have it as one of your primary, then you can put up to 3 points in it, I think. I'll have to look at the exact thing. So really, a negotiator would be a good option. If you're a diplomat / negotiator would be has command as an option. This is if you're trying to power build out the best thing. Anybody can do it as long as you have good empathy.
Or a military officer.
Military officer might be there too. I haven't got that for you. Probably I'm going through one at a time to see who has the. I would imagine that soldier would probably be.
Yeah, it's maximum 3, Daniel, because I put 4 into 1, then I went back and read it. And it's like, oops, got to be 3.
Yeah. So, but if it's not one of your primary ones, then the concept one, to use the right words, then you can only put 1. So what that essentially means is, if you have, let's say, a 3 empathy, and then you don't have command as your primary, you can only put 1 in there, which means you're only going to be throwing 4 dice, which isn't terrible, but it's
right.
It's not the best. It looks like all the, except for mercenary, all the military ones. So the officer or the legionnaire. No, legionnaire, none of this. So you have military officer, or negotiator, diplomat. Those all have command as an option there.
Right.
So if you want to have an ideal situation, you probably want to go one of those two. But again, you don't have to.
Yeah, and if you want it, Mike, I'm not chomping at the bit for command. So.
Well, neither am I. So I'm willing to do it.
Yep, I am too, and I have a 5 empathy. I put 5 in empathy.
Holy crap!
Yeah,
So
see, Nikki has to be.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's like she could put 1 point in command and have good dice for that, so you don't have to do it. And to Crystal's point, that if let's say that you take somebody that has command, that means that Nikki will likely be the gunner, and I don't know what she has in range.
Right.
combat.
I'll just, you know what? I'll be a gun bunny then. I'm fine with that. I'll come in like the protective mother role, basically.
So, do you want to do soldier? Because all of them have combat as a option. Probably trade. I bet you
Oh, you can be a mercenary.
Yeah, I was gonna,
You
I'm
actually
gonna end up being a merc, I think.
You could one of the suggestions for explorers is like Trailblazer Scout. So you could actually make a scout still. I think scouts get like range combat stuff.
Yep,
Right.
a scout would be good, or a colonist. It just listed as colonist. Those are both trailblazer options. That'd be a wits.
Yeah, just I mean, not the meta game, of course, but my wits is maxed out. See, that's my special.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
just if
you
you
spread
want, if
things
we
out.
want to balance, more.
My
Yeah,
wits-
I'll you know what? I think I'll just go with the gun bunny. That will
So soldier.
yeah. I will I'll soldier on. I'll be everybody's back. I got your back.
my wits is also max.
So there you go.
So I can already tell what Tony relationship to me is.
You're also based. Is technology and data gen both wits probably?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah, I'm assuming
Yeah.
that combat is agility. I'm not actually sure about that, but I can imagine.
Well, and I don't want to take captain because part of it is I'm not sure
that's right.
how in and out I'll be, at a certain
Yeah, that's
point.
true. Well, I mean, that's a classic captain. Actually, the ship's computer will take over.
Mm-hmm.
There you
Yeah.
go.
That's right. You might not be every session. So yeah, better that you're the gun. Anybody could shoot the guns.
Right.
That's what she said.
Yeah, that's perfect. So if you go with ranged combat, that's an agility-based skill, and that's an agility-based concept.
Yep.
I don't use the right words. Sorry. So yeah, soldier's probably a good option for you.
Yep.
You could do legionnaire. So it'd be an ex-legionnaire, obviously, a mercenary, or you could be a military officer. Ex-military officer.
Ex-military.
Yeah, you're probably not actually still.
Yeah. We'll go ex-military.
Okay. All right, perfect. You have a character sheet?
Yes.
Okay, good. So that's on page 49 is the officer. What I'll do is I think we'll just go through each since you guys some of you guys already have them mostly done. We'll just go through what you have there just so everybody can get an idea. Okay, so we need to figure out your reputation first. I'll start with Nikki because you're on the corner. Nobody puts Nikki in the corner.
I think it's 5 because I took stationery, which said 4, and then I get a +1.
Okay.
For
Perfect.
being an artist.
Okay. Okay, so for the abilities, scores, you can put up to 5 in your key attribute, and you need to put at least 2 in the other. Did you do that?
Oh, I did. I did 5 in empathy, 4 in wits. I just 3 in agility, 2 in strength.
Nice. Perfect. That adds up, right? My brain's working. Let's see. 9 points. You figured out how to do that. That's basically you just add.
Oh yeah, I have 9 mind points and 5 hit points.
Okay. All right, and then for skills, you had 10 points to spend.
Yes, that I haven't. That's the one thing I didn't.
Yeah, because so you definitely, well, like, obviously I would take command.
Put 1 point in command, right?
Yeah, you can only put 1 point there because it's not a primary for you.
Right.
And then anything that's listed in your concept, so manipulation, culture, dexterity, or observation, you can put up to 3 points, which is pretty good. You can put 1 point in anything else, though. But I will say, too, it'll be important. I mean, I know you're the first person, but there are certain advanced skills that you guys probably are going to want to have in the group. One of them is pilot, which I guess you're going to have. And the other one is metacurgy. Because without metacurgy, you can't heal people. And you do have a medical unit, but you need somebody that knows how to do that. So somebody will probably want to take that. At least 1 point in that. So just keep that in mind. And I mean, I would just spend them where you think makes the most sense. You know, probably for your class. I mean, well, obviously the listed manipulation culture would be huge, especially
Yep.
captain. That's
Yeah,
where
I put 3 in culture.
yeah. Yeah, I'd put a lot in culture. Observation's also useful, I guess, for you if you're like looking around and that kind of stuff. So yeah, you just want to distribute those out. But if somebody doesn't have by the end of this medical, somebody will need to take that. So
Okay.
okay, so yeah, everything you need to tell me. I'm gonna need to write character sheet because you'll need to tell me your personal problems. You don't have to tell the group, I guess, even though I know that some people already have. We are gonna need to do the relationships though. So that should be
So
Yeah.
I went ahead and took for Arif. I have a really good one. Almost as smart as I am. Impressive. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and make Arif my buddy. I kind of just feel that coming on. I mean, if they're almost as smart as I am and everything,
Okay. Yeah, and you have to pick one PC to be your buddy.
we'll make awesome shit together.
Okay.
Okay, so that's basically got that idea, right? Do you have any
Yes.
questions about any of that?
No, I will pick all that.
Okay, yeah, and if you have questions, I mean, and of course we could always go back and forth over the course of this is more like an overview here, so everybody we always gonna work together. Okay, so and Tony, do you have all your stuff picked out and stuff too?
Yeah, I'll go through it real quick. Reputation is 4, health is 5, mind is 9. Strength, I've got 2 points, 0 in force, 0 in melee. Agility is 3, 0 dex, 2 in infiltration, 0 in range, 0 in pilot. Wits is 5, observation 3, 0 survival, 1 in data gen, 0 in metacurgy, 0 in science, 0 in technology. Empathy, I've got 4, 3 in manipulation, 0 in command, 1 in culture, and 0 in mystic. That's
Okay.
how I build it so far.
Yeah, that seems about right. As you're a correspondent, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's good. And then I guess we got to figure out the relationships. I guess which we'll do. And, we'll do
I have not done that yet. Any of that?
Yeah, that's
yet.
what we definitely need to do. So together, I think it makes more sense. Well, you don't have to, I guess. Maybe at least make notes based on everybody who you think your person will be. Because if you notice, you've got these little things that you think of people. So, and also if you feel like that might be weird, I know it says to do it in character generation. I often feel like that's a good thing to do after the first session, because you kind of like play a little bit and you see what they're really like. Because I mean, how do you really know what they're like? But I would pick a buddy right away though if you want. Okay, now we'll go to. That's Tony. Okay, Crystal. Because I know you're mostly built too. So let's take a peek.
All
What do you
right.
got?
So I have a 4 in strength. I have a 3 agility, 5 wits, and 2 empathy. That gives me 7 hit points and 7 mind points. Let's see. And then so far, what I've done is I just have a 2 in force, a 2 in observation. I have a 1 in metacurgy, a 1 in pilot, and then I have a 2 in science and technology.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
what I've done so far. I may change that before the end of the session,
Yeah. But at least you got a little bit because you're a technician, right? That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
So, I mean, those are 10 points, but I may switch them up a little bit before. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a question about that. Like, do we need more? Like, this would help you out if we didn't. Do we need more than one person to have pilot?
It
To have
does.
a point?
Well, you don't need it, but basically, if Young's character went down or wasn't there, then you
Right.
would fly. But you can
I
fly
got you.
because you have a ship's intelligence. But if you head into a different ship, so it is useful for the group to have more than one pilot and more than one metacurgy person usually. But it doesn't. It's not essential, but it's certainly a good idea.
I got you.
Yeah. And remember that you build up your skills with experience points, so you'll be able to add points later. But yeah, having at least one other person in the group that can fly is probably useful, for sure. But yeah, that sounds like really good.
Pilot,
Also, keep in mind,
piloting is what? What is?
piloting is an advanced skill, which means that so any of the advanced skills you can't do at all unless you have at least 1 point in it.
Right.
So Yeah, so like if Young's character was the only person who could pilot and nobody else put at least 1 point there, you couldn't even try to fly something.
Yeah.
But of course, Kristen's character has it too. You got two people, so it's not like everybody has to be able to, but it doesn't hurt.
Right.
All right. So looking at your character now, Young, did you want to change anything? I'm trying to pull this guy back up. Or are you just going to leave him the way he is for now?
I got some questions. He's got. I switched around the pilot skill, so his pilot skill is 3. What's the max that you can put into a particular skill? Is it 3?
Yep, 3 on the skills.
It's a
I think it's one of your base skills and 1 into other things, I think.
yeah.
So being a pilot, what's the max that I could put in?
Into
3.
pilot? Wait. Oh, you mean total? Your skills are based on your
my attributes, right?
no, they're based on your background. So we already established that yours stationary, right? So what's that? 14 points, I think.
10.
10.
10 points.
10 skill points. Yeah.
Yeah.
14 attributes.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Yeah. So and basically what they're recommending for fighter pilot would be data gen, which makes sense, I guess. Pilot, ranged combat technology. And probably the reason why they're recommending that is because if you were to fly, let's say, a fighter by yourself, like a small fighter, you wouldn't be able to use a lot of the functions if you didn't know those other skills. So you may want to put at least 1 point in all 4 of those things because, well, pilot obviously put 3 points in, but if you're in a one-man ship and you're trying to fly it, you'll need to use ranged combat if you want to shoot.
Right. Range combat is 3. And data gen, I swapped that with 2. Technology and survival both 1. So I'm pretty much keeping everything except for I swapped the data gen and range combat. I'm not exactly sure what data gen does.
So data gen would be at least in the on a ship, it's going to be like your sensors.
Okay.
Communication, it'd be hacking. It'd be anything that's basically has to do with computer skills.
Is survival a specialized skill?
Advanced? No, it's not advanced.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I'm going to take off that survival. He's probably going to die in desert or something. He crash lands.
Yeah.
But you can test survival even without.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we test that against strength?
Wits.
Wits.
No,
Okay.
survival's under wit.
Survival
Yeah.
wits.
Okay. I see. So attributes on that character sheet, I think he has what's it? Okay, he does have 14. All right, that makes sense. So I got 3 for strength, 5 for agility, 3 for wits, and 3 for empathy. I kept it the same way. Yeah, hit points and mind points. I guess that follows from that.
Yep.
So I kept that alone. Only, I just removed survival for that skill. That's it.
Yeah.
So pilot 3, data gen 3, range combat 3, and technology 1. Talents. I got that truth seeker. 0G training. I think I'm gonna keep that. And the third one, it says on that sheet. What's it called?
For Doc Town. Yeah, we're gonna pick down. We're gonna do icons all together.
I gotcha.
Yeah, delete that one.
Okay. I guess that basically wraps everything up, right? Problem. Do I get a roll for my problem?
No, you can pick it.
Okay.
It should be on the pilot page. You don't have to tell everybody what it is unless you want to.
Okay. Nice.
I mean, you can whatever. I mean, the other characters aren't going to know unless you say that they know.
All right.
But yeah, you need to tell me, of course, because it's something that I would use as the GM.
Okay.
But those 3 things, or you could make something out. I mean, being that you don't know that much about the world, I would just pick one of those. You can always change it.
Okay.
Keep in mind that by confronting your problem and having it affect the game, you get experience points. So
Ooh.
you want something that you're actually going to try to deal with because you'll get experience points for it.
That's right. I had
Well,
changed mine.
That sounds pretty scary. I gotta
Okay.
deal with my problems. Oh
Yeah, deal
no.
with the problems, man.
Yeah.
All right, so Mike, how about you? we got to distribute your points now, right?
It helps if I unmute. I'm going to go general, just what I'm thinking at this point. And I'll hit it brass tacks before next time. But mainly agility wits and sort of a combat veteran. So he's a combat veteran. He's a merc. And then with the wits, going to be adding then survival in as well as medic urge. That way I figure he's probably got combat medic experience as well. And his personal problem will probably be that he's overprotective.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. That sounds pretty good. Okay. Do you want to kind of go through and pick your relationships before we play a session, or do you guys want to do that after the first session?
I think that's a good idea about doing the first session to kind of get a feel about how everybody. Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I would probably like note down like the ... thing like on your sheet, you know, and then you can just like put people's names next to it as you think.
Also, we could roll for it.
Or we can roll, yeah, but like some of them I think, like if you look at Trailblazer, like it's blank, blank, blank. It always looks gloomy. Like, what if that's not somebody's character? So like, I feel like let's play a session or two.
Yeah, like I have 2 of them I have that I'm just not sure about at all. And I mean, well, 3 of them I'm not sure about. One of them is, so-and-so has no clue. How can they be so dumb? I mean, that can be any of us because we all play so dumb sometimes. And then it's like so-and-so makes me insecure. I don't know how to interact with them. It's like, I don't know, like that could be because I'm attractive to them, or it could be because like they scare me. I'm not sure yet, Yeah. And then the last one I have is like, so-and-so is so beautiful, but they would probably never look at me, look my way twice. And again, I think that could just go any way. So
that's clearly Tony's character.
Well, the one I picked for Tony, I think so far I have Tony as my buddy, and I had almost as smart as I am impressive because he has 5 wits like I do. So far that's what I got.
I like it. Yeah, I think we're getting a good group together. Let's do our icons. And then we can always just get in chat, just finish up everything. So, I mean, basically for the equipment, just keep in mind a couple of things. If you need an exo if you're going to go outside the ship, and you don't just automatically have one. So like, it's not like there's stuff on the ship. Whatever you have is what you have. So if you're looking, like for instance, I'm looking at the Trailblazer, there's an option to have an exo. You may want to just discuss, like, at least one of you should probably have one, because if not, you're going to have to buy one. And I don't think they're cheap. So it might be, I mean, not to like power game, but I would probably pick the stuff off the auto list here that's the most expensive. Because some of it's expensive. I think exos are like very expensive. So I believe the Trailblazer can start with one. I'm not saying you have to. Oh, because also the weatherproof.
We don't have a Trailblazer though, right?
You are a Trailblazer, aren't you?
I am.
Oh no,
he took the.
No, I'm a merc. Unless you want me to go Trailblazer.
No.
I could be a merc with an exo.
Other people have that option too. Probably scientist does.
Yeah.
I see. As a pilot, I could begin play with this one particular gear. Pick one from each row. So I think I gotta pick an exo shell.
That's what I'm saying. At least one of you should probably pick an exo. I see also that scientist has that option. You're a scientist.
Yeah. Well, it was like exo or something else, and I did not pick the exo. I picked the other.
I mean, that's fine, but you won't be able to leave the ship without an exo. So just keep that in mind.
Well, I thought the first session we wouldn't be spending a lot of time on the ship anyway, so.
You won't be able to leave the ship without an exo, so somebody should have one. Because if nobody has one, then you might find yourself in a pickle.
You know what? I'm going to change that to flight suit for me.
Okay, not an exo. Okay.
Not an exo for my character. Yeah.
Well, I would think, Crystal, and this is my opinion, I would think, Crystal, your character, you're a mechanic type deal. I would think you'd have one if you're going outside the ship to work on it.
That's true. Let me look at what I could pick between. It was an exo or a database.
Yeah,
I like the database. Oh well, I'll take an EXO. It's an EXO shell.
Yeah, because I think they're expensive. I mean, or just look to see how much brewery you start with. You can always buy it. But I believe that Exos are pretty expensive. So I'm just giving you a little hint because you don't want to get stuck without Exos.
Exo
I mean, that's
specialist.
why I chose computer, because I could do a computer or a lab or a personal lab, and the personal lab costs like 2,000 beer, and the computer costs like 20,000. I was like, oh well, then I'm gonna get a computer.
Yeah, it makes sense to do that. I mean, it's a little bit of meta, but at the same time, it's like, why wouldn't you take the most expensive stuff? Because and like I say, you need an XO to leave. I'm mentioning things that have happened when I've played before, where if it's a one shot, it's one thing to be like, yeah, okay, there's one on the ship, but I mean, you're supposed to have what you have, so.
That's
So
why I
can
took
we-
the bionic sculpting thing because it was 20,000 beer.
Exos are 2,000, so nobody can. I would. If you have an option to have an XO, I would probably start with that. I'm just saying that. And do what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
actually, that's a good idea.
It's probably like $1.
Yeah, flight suit. You can pick that up. Yeah.
You could just buy one. I bet. I mean, actually, I don't know how much a flight suit costs, but it's probably not as much as an XO. So I probably would take the expensive stuff, and then buy the other things. I mean, flight suit's cool for role play, but you can always just buy a flight suit.
Yeah, definitely EXO then. You know what?
Flight suit is 500. So take the 2,000
Yeah.
XO and spend 500 to buy the flight suit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because you may want to go outside the ship at some point. This is going to be a campaign, so. And once everybody's character is done, I mean, I don't know if you want to do them in Roll20. That would be nice if you do that, because then I can look at them easier.
I'm
I
doing
can
mine
say,
in
I think
Roll20,
me and Crystal, we set ours up, or I set up most of it. It's pretty
Yeah.
neat.
Yeah,
I'll make sure it's set up there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll get
you have to log in once so I can assign a sheet to you. I don't think Young's done that yet.
Yeah.
But once you do, log into that Roll20 at some point, Young, in the next day or so I can set up a sheet for you and then just put all your stuff into the sheet.
Log in where?
To the Roll20, I put it in the chat.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, once you log in once, I can assign you a sheet, and then I'll just let you know that the sheet is signed. I already did yours, Mike. I went up there and did it. So
Yeah, I saw that. Thank you.
when you have a chance, just put it in there, because that way you can actually write stuff in there and I can look at it and make sure everything seems okay. Okay, so for the ship, I'm just going to quickly note this down. So we're thinking that the pilot, the captain, is going to be Amira.
Mm-hmm.
What is your command?
my command.
Yeah, the total with the empathy and everything.
Oh, 6.
6, okay. Pilot is Young's character. Do you have a name for your character yet, Young?
Yeah, Rahman Al Qasim.
Nice.
Ramen noodles.
Yep.
We're all going to end up calling them that at some point.
Huh.
Now you're making me hungry. What's your pilot skill plus your agility?
Pilot skill is 3, agility is 5, so 8.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you're a damn good pilot. Sensor operator is the data gen. So that's
Yep, that's me, I think. Ain't it? We're not going to take that one.
Yep, Arif.
Let's see, that's wits and data gen total. It would be 6.
Perfect. So far, you're all better than the better than the computer. Engineer is Crystal's character, and your name is Cirrus. What's your technology?
7.
Okay. And Mike's character. Do we have a name yet?
Like I said, Arif is almost as smart as I am.
I'll probably go with Saeed, but I'm not sure what his last name.
What is it?
Saeed?
Saeed. Okay.
Oh, wow. Every time you say his name, I'm going to think of the Saeed from Lost.
Oh.
That was
I hadn't even thought of that.
favorite shows. One of my favorite shows. I'll think of him every time.
That's
Well,
funny.
awesome. All
I
right.
didn't even think of that.
I'll finish this up. Actually, why didn't I do it in the stupid? I should have done it in Roll20. I'll put this into Roll20.
I'm writing it all down on mine. If you want to look at ship, I'm putting that in mine. What was Saeed's skill? Do you know?
I don't think he's
What?
set yet.
I haven't statted them out yet.
Okay. Well,
My brain's a little slow today, so
they're fine.
to
I wrote
actually do
down
both.
all the ship information as we were going, so it should all be there. I don't know if I missed anything or not, to be honest.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll look at it. And I have the. So
I
we
might
don't
have missed a feature.
That'll be a vote. For right now, I'm going to call it the ship.
The great unknown.
Nostalgia for infinity.
Can we call it the Normandy?
USS Constellation. No, I'm joking. I don't
Yes.
care. I could care less.
Argo. Okay, so as a final thing, we have to pick the icon by which you were born under. So I can use my icon deck that I've had forever.
Yes.
I say we
Use those icons.
You need to use the icons.
Let's see what fate brings us.
Daddy
let's
wants
vote on the ship name. I choose Normandy. Anyone else? A second Normandy?
We said we were going to do that today. Crystal.
I want to go with Al Zafir.
Zafir.
Yeah, Zafir. That's like the.
Where do you get
Middle
Normandy
Eastern.
from, Crystal? I mean, is it?
It is
based on
from a
something-
video game.
It's
yeah.
Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a famous video game too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, which has nothing to do at all with this.
Yeah, we're just messing. I'm messing around. It's just the
USS Constitution. Okay, so I'm gonna
call it Texas.
I'm gonna draw 5 cards, and then you can just pick a number 1 through 5. Then I'll pick that card up, and we'll see what your icon is. It's like poker. Okay, Nikki. 1's this one, 5's that one. So 1 through 5. Pick a number, any number.
4.
4. Read it.
Ooh, the judge.
The judge. Ooh, born under the sign of the judge. So you have the judge's talent.
Judge's talent.
Wow.
Well, this is not going to be a fun captain to be under.
Actually, the judge has, they have a pretty good power, actually. I mean, I know it's really great for you. Well, but then again, every power is good for everybody. Yeah, we should look that up, actually, a talent, I should say. The judge's talent is, well, you can look it up and tell us what it is. But let's do Tony next. Pick a number from 1 to 5.
my favorite number is 2, so I'll go with 2.
What does that look like?
Oh, I can't see it. I'm sorry.
The merchant.
The merchant.
Oh, the merchant. That's a good one.
All right.
Cool card. All right. Some of the powers are less obvious, but then they do come into play.
It actually makes a little bit of sense for me.
Well, listen, astrology always makes sense. Mike, pick a number from 1 to 5.
3.
3. All right, lucky 3. What we got there?
I can't see.
The messenger.
Messenger.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
Born under the sign of the messenger. I'll make myself bigger. Okay. Okay. Did everybody move positions slightly? Yes. Did you already, Crystal?
No.
Okay,
You
so
haven't
Crystal.
done me. Do I have? Is 1 and 5 the only ones that are left?
I'm picking out 5. No, I'm dealing.
Oh,
5.
you're doing 5 each time. Okay. Well, I'm not good at picking stuff, so I'm gonna roll for it. A D5. 1.
1. Oh, focus! Come on.
The lady. Oh, the Lady of Tears. That's a
Lady
very
of
rare
Tears.
one. That's a
Nice.
rare one. That's one of the ones that there's most I looked at it and most of them is 5 points to be able to get on the thing, but it's the Lady of Tears and the Faceless one. There's only 3 points you can get it.
Lady of Tears. There you go. I feel like a fortune teller here. All right. Did we do Mike already?
We haven't done Young.
Young. Okay, so you're the only one left. Everybody moved when I changed my screen. That's why. Young, pick a number between 1 and 5.
One.
One. Lucky one. Let's see if I can get this to focus now. Come on.
I
Come
don't
on.
see it.
Focus. Damn you. All right, let's just look at it. Oh, it's upside down. The deckhand.
All right. Nice.
Is that the one you had?
Yeah, that's exactly the one that I had before.
There you go.
Nice.
So it was fate. Did everybody get one?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow, the Lady
And
of Tears has a really good talent.
Deckhand.
Yeah. What's Lady of Tears do?
You can get back up after having been broken by damage or stress, and are immediately restored to 1 HP or MP. Alternatively, you can choose to ignore the effects of a critical injury when you suffer one.
Nice. That's probably
That's
exactly
nice.
how you survive when your arm got cut off.
Exactly.
And that's what, once a day or once a session, whatever.
Yeah.
One session,
once.
yeah.
Where are you guys looking up these things?
They're in the
Page
book.
72.
Okay.
You have to have the full
Or
book.
71, you have to have a full book, yeah.
Is it on a drive-through?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I got that.
Yeah,
Which one did you get? And I can tell you what your talent does real quick, y'all.
I got the deckhand.
Oh, that's a good one. That's the one I had. Which also fit my character pretty well. With the deckhand, if your ship drops to 0 hull points or energy points, you can restore a D6 points to either kind instantly. It requires no action from you. It's the icons intervening on your behalf.
Ooh,
Oh,
nice.
that is really good.
That's why I
That
said
is
earlier, like when you said something earlier about taking hull damage, I was like, oh, that's what my character is there for. Like literally, because that's what my icon
At least-
does.
At least we all got different ones. That'd be good. I mean,
yeah.
Oh, wow. That's actually really good for a pilot. Wow.
Yeah.
And it would also be really good for a technician because just.
Oh.
But
Yeah,
I think with my arm and everything, Lady of Tears just makes more sense.
So
Mike,
judge.
did you get the
I need
messenger?
to.
Yeah, I
need
got
to-
the messenger.
Oh my god, with your overprotective talent, that's gonna be
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I said, sit down.
Yeah.
Stay put.
Okay, I changed my mind. Mike needs to be our captain.
Wow. Okay. And you can do it to PCs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Just what you
cute.
need when everybody's freaking out when their hand falls off. So
There you are. That's actually
Everyone,
good.
sit down, shut up, and listen to the captain.
Oh man, you could do automatic crit. That's so
Yes.
fun. The courtesan. She looks like she's not tough, but next thing you know, she's
yeah, and I can do it even if I didn't penetrate or if I cut through cover and armor. So
that's so good.
yeah,
That's really good, actually. I
we
think I
gotta
had
be
one,
friends.
but I
You
was
need
like,
you
I
need
tried
you need a
bossing her
sniper
around
rifle.
once.
Yeah.
we can
I
be
bossed her once, and I learned never to do it again.
right.
that's really good. All right, good. So I think we got a basis down, and we can obviously talk in the chat. So next week,
I need to
yeah,
ask one thing real quick, Daniel, if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
You said on the talent, you said because of the robot arm, I'd have to take a talent for it. I don't see a talent for the robot arm thing.
It's
don't
it's
see-
it's a what do you call it? Bionic.
A bionic power?
There's not one exactly for having a replacement arm, but it would be. I just count it as a bionic sculpt. So basically, it's just a bionic arm, and that operates just like a regular arm.
Okay. Well, I'll have to get rid of Gearhead then, I guess.
Yeah, but you got a bionic arm, which is
Yeah.
pretty awesome. I'm gonna say because you didn't actually pay for it and you started with it that you know what? Actually, it should since it's your talent, it should do good things. Let's say that it gives you a +1 to force when applicable. Clearly,
Okay.
that makes sense, right? Just make a note. So if you need it, so it'll be like using the talent. I mean, I won't get a deep darkest point for it or anything, but if there's a time where you need, like, you try to open a door or do something where you need the arm, then you can use that arm to apply more force and get a +1.
Makes sense.
For the, let's see, the skill.
I lower my force, then take something else like Daddy Jim.
The skills.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide whether to take 0G training or Exo Specialist.
Okay.
Just wanted to see the.
Right. Yeah, that's the only problem with the quick start. That's why I ended up in the book initially, the PDF, because it was like I went to run it and like all the skills aren't in there, and talents. I was like, Exo Specialist gives you a +2 to your dexterity or force when handling an exo. So from loaders to battle exo. So if you go out in your exo and you'll get bonuses to your dexterity and force, war force, depending on what you're trying to do.
Okay.
What's the other one?
Zero G.
0G. I guess it's under the Z's. Your sense of balance is well adapted to the environment without gravity. You get +2 on dexterity when in 0G.
Ooh, okay. So out in space, right?
That's right. Or if like all of a sudden the gravity goes out in a space station or something, you still get it.
We lose gravonics and then.
Yeah. So I mean, effectively, it's the same.
Sorry.
Except it couldn't be to force. It can only be. So like if you went out in 0G with an exo, you'd still get the +2 to your dexterity, because you're in 0G.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering if I'm piloting the ship in 0G, which would be like, most times, 0G training gives me additional +2 to my dex.
Yeah, it does, but dexterity doesn't affect your piloting. Piloting is its own skill.
I mean, not dexterity. I'm sorry, agility.
It doesn't give you bonus to agility; it gives it to dexterity.
Okay.
Yeah, so it wouldn't affect your piloting at all. In both cases, it would be you're at a place with a 0G. Like dexterity would be used to like, I don't know, you're trying to get away over something, you're dodging something. It's like, let me see what it says for
I
dexterity.
see. Okay.
Yeah,
so Exo Specialist gives you +2 to force and dexterity.
Or because you're never going to need both. You're either using one or the other. So whichever one's most important.
At that time, or do I have to choose one or the other?
At the time, right.
Yeah.
So for instance, dexterity, well, and also you can also factor that dexterity is an agility feat. So basically you use it when you jump, climb, sprint, or perform an action that demands speed or coordination. So if you're outside, let's say you're in an exo and you need to do something something goes flying, you need to catch it. Or like the thing you're holding onto breaks and you need to grab a line so you don't float off into space. That would be a dexterity check. Force would be like lifting something, something falls on top of you, you're carrying somebody outside. Of course, with 0G, that's probably not true, but that's when you use force.
Cool.
So the XO one has more variety, but I guess what I'm saying is that if you took the 0G one and you were in an XO outside the ship, you'd still get the bonus dexterity. So
okay,
they're both good. It just kind of comes down to.
Nice.
I mean, you'll probably be outside the ship in an XO less often than most people, but you never know. I mean, if you're by yourself, you might be.
Yeah.
Because you're flying the ship.
Cool. Yep. But I'm gonna go with the Exo Specialist. Sounds so cool.
It sounds good. It's almost like a mech.
Yeah, that's the reason.
Bigger exos that are kind of like mechs, so you may end up with one at some point.
Power suit.
What was I going to say about that? So we need a name for the ship and a name for the group and a name for the ship's intelligence. And we can sort out other abilities and stuff. And also, we'll play a session or two. And if something just doesn't make sense, you can always change it. It's not like it's,
I got some names from translating to Arabic.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Shujay is Arabic for intrepid or courage. Isifa or Isifa is Arabic for storm. Al-Barak, I thought it was kind of cool, is the storm.
You don't want to be alfalfa? Haymaker?
Well, Al actually means the in
How about
in
we have a
Arabic.
ship that doesn't sound like we're looking for a fight?
Young has turned you into mercenaries so quickly.
Exactly.
He's trying.
Ordinary plain ship 3348 and 12.
Well, Zephyr is a gentle wind, right? So
There we go.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea though, to translate some words out. So, think of what you want to call the ship and then translate it out. That would be kind of cool, giving you the flavor.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to stop the stream anyways, and we can always figure out.
Construction Incorporated. That'll be the name of our group.
We're
Would you say Self-Destruction Incorporated?
We'll name our ship Prometheus.
Yes.
Oh boy. That's for a different game system. Next week we're playing My Little Pony. So if anybody's watching this, we're gonna play My Little Pony next week. So
Yeah, please
Very
come watch
excited about
that.
Oh, it was actually live. I had no idea.
Oh yeah. Well, I figured people might want. I don't mean yeah. We're building the characters. I probably won't leave this one live. I'll probably make it unlisted eventually because we just.
About
Okay. All right. I'm gonna stop the stream. Thanks for watching. If you've been watching.